Welcome everybody to the platform. It's your brother Bolo V, and we're in this space again. We're here with another one. Let me just check my audio. Let me check my audio real quick. Oh, go on, that's it. I don't like that. Oh, that sounds so. Oh, that sounds so. Yo. Hold on. I need to change this. Alright. Mic check. Yo, mic check. Mic check. I'm not hear it. Why did I do that? A while ago it was fine. Why is it doing that, man? I don't understand why it's doing that. I really don't understand why it's doing that. Why is it doing that? So do I need to plug this into this and then that into that? How would that work? Yo, I am really... Okay, alright, let me try it this way. Let me plug this into this. Right, and then let me plug this into this. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? May I try to figure out something here? May I try to figure out one science or so. Alright, so let me see what I'm going on. Let me see if we can get the Bluetooth to work through it. While there's a wire that I cannot find that is hindering my progress. Just simple look wire, you know? Simple look wire. Wanna come in, people, wanna come in. One simple look wire may look for me can't find. I'm going to run this in the meantime. I'm going to hear what go on the news. Discard this. The news is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I must say, it's very interesting.
Jamaica slips two places in latest press freedom rankings. Government minister welcomes increased penalties for murder. And later in sports, local coaches respond to Mount President FA facing possible charges for use of alleged illegible players in Jamaica Premier League. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kerry and Simpson. Here are the details.
I never heard this before.
Well, Jamaica has seen improvements in press freedom over the past few decades.
Hello?
Mistrust between the media and government officials is eroding an institution of respect for the press. This assessment
Say that again? Where's the by? Okay, alright, cool. Everything is happening all at the same time. Just takes me at them about buy. What the hell? Buy? What the hell is she talking about? She texted me and said buy. Called me and said buy. That's crazy. Anyway, let's get to this. Alright, I know exactly what I need to do. Alright. First thing I need to do is remove this Bluetooth because I don't know what's going on with this Bluetooth. It's almost as if it cannot be turned off, which doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to dismiss it from my computer. So whether I turn off or not, remove device. The power button seems to not be working.
Power off.
Oh, it's working now. Oh, there you go. Put that over there so I don't like the baffling sound. When the girl is said it's the cheap knockoff, I guess she was not playing around. 1 second. Put this here, so. Bam, that should work. So I have this one now working. Wonderful connect. Yes. And let me see. Alright, let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Oh, Lord have mercy. So my check. So okay. Not work, you know. Not going to work. I have to find out why you're there. People are only doing. One Marky G, you know. Hey, the people are going bad over. Hey, would say. Sent me a load yesterday, you know. I threw me up on the road, I miss everything. Sent me a load to cloud. So what going in the news or so. Cause some crazy things are going on. I don't even want to hear that woman there, because she, yes, see general, yeah. This is the man.
In a seminar in Mandeville, Shane Masters reports.
Speaking at the Church Teachers College's Educational Assessment and Intervention Center, Professor Morris stressed that students with disabilities
must have access to support systems to reach their full potential. He pointed to the ongoing challenges facing the students of the education system and emphasized the importance of fully implementing the provisions under the Disabilities Act. These include the presence of trained teachers, properly equipped support staff, access to modern technology, and modifications to school infrastructure, such as ramps, so students with disabilities can move independently.
I will be relentless in my pursuit, whether it be in government or opposition, to ensure that our education system
people.
becomes inclusive of persons with disabilities.
Professor Morris also raised concerns about the high cost of assistive technologies. While devices like iPhones offer a range of helpful applications for the disabled community, he questioned how many can actually afford them.
Because the data is suggesting that over...
Yeah, man, I gotta switch to my computer. I can't deal with this. Can't deal with this now right now. Yeah, I can't deal with this now
to ensure that these individuals have access to these technologies.
Now, to bridge this gap, Professor Morris announced plans to collaborate with the Church Teachers College to provide training for parents of children with disabilities so they can better support their children's development at home and school. He says the aim is to empower families and ensure that no child is left behind due to lack of access or understanding. Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Amid complaints about shortfalls in the country's healthcare sector, Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, called for more support from the private sector. Mr. Vernon made the call at the handing over ceremony at the Montego Bay.
Something, alright. Everything I go haywire right now. This not safe. It's not safe enough. Try that again.
Type C clinic.
Wow.
Type C clinic.
Wow. Refresh. Turn off Bluetooth.
Jamaica slips 2 places in latest press freedom rankings.
Okay.
Government minister welcomes increase
access to modern
and
alright. Big up yourself, bro. Up top. First of all, I'm going to say, I need to waste not more time because I don't know why these choose to come perplex my brain so early in the morning. Alright. So we see last night in a St. Mary place turnover in the people. Right at this very moment.
My selector work with me, because I want to bring some energy to the stage tonight. Our Rockabessa division with there. And we are represent Omar Woodbine today. We are represent Marky G today. It is a must, people. Let me get down in some serious points now, alright? Someone will listen to these points that I'm going to put forward. Us being here today is not just to enjoy ourselves. It is not just to enjoy.
Time come if you're not Marky. Come if you're not Marky G. Set time come. The next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Time come, comrades. Time come. Me area. Next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Western St. Mary. The next Prime Minister of Jamaica to Western St. Mary.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. The people them ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Whoa! Look at the people raising up. The whole Jamaica waking up. Get ready for go with gold. And the man with passion and a purpose. From Kingston straight to
one market
gold in them say. Get ready to make up a new way. A new way. Yo! The entire Jamaica know. Golden and the best on the show. When Golden step on the road, the people are really still love.
One market
every Jamaican put your hands up so.
Western
St. Mary. On your man said go Golden, you're ready for the road. Hey, my Golden, you're ready for the road. Ha, my Golden, tell them go with Golden, go with Golden, go with Golden, go in Golden. We going with Golden, go with Golden, go in Golden. We ready for the road and we moving with Golden, go with Golden, go with Golden. You want more Golden? We got Golden, going with Golden, go with Golden, go with. Hey, Golden, 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 Golden. Everybody say the name. Golden.
Keep it.
Golden.
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 Keep it.
Everybody say Golden. Mark. Golden. Real. Golden. Wow. Golden. Clear out the way when we're strolling. So put your hands up so. Every Jamaican hands up so. Time come that we know. On your mark set go. Golden, you're ready for the road. Ha. Golden, we're ready for the road. Whoa. Just tell them we're ready. You know it's golden.
Yo, man. You want Jamaica?
All right.
The People's National Party.
Roll it, roll it, roll it. Roll it, roll it. Arakabesa, how are you feeling about Mark Golden being up here tonight? And let me stop Sir Rokobesa alone because this is a Western St. Mary thing, don't it? Western St. Mary, are we ready to take back Jamaica from the hands of which it lay? Are we ready to make Mark Jefferson Golden the next Prime Minister for Jamaica? And listen, this is not just nice, you know. And when the big man come up here today, come talk, I'm sure him I go reinforce all the things that he have said over the years. And we see the history that he's making in the parliament. And one of the first opposition leader to make the people them who own the house or claim to them own the house have to walk out of the house. They have to leave the house. This man don't just come with pretty clocks, him come with plans for Jamaica. And before him even go in power, you see the plans them are implemented already. So trust me, when he gets the chance to go there, and as we say, we are here today also to make sure that Harville is our next MP for Western St. Mary. So we get rid of them all together, sweep them out. In the interest of time, I know that.
So let's see what going on. Marky G running that place and they see an orange and how the people them greet him. If we're not ready for the elections, people, I want to type ready, you know. You see, this is why I never wanted to use my computer to do the live stream. It's like them set one bug for my computer. I don't know what going on here. But the frame them keep dropping. I don't know what is going on, but I don't like it. But anyway, we have to work through it. People, if the live kicking off, when you come on back on the live, the live is not going to end now. I have a lot of things to cover. The live I probably done 3-4 o'clock. May I tell you that? Alright? So, Make we hear what Marky G have to say to the people in a Western St. Mary, you know. Make we hear that have to say. Alright, let's see what I'm going to say. No, I the wrong frame that. Paulette, if you're not ready, type ready in the comment section. Hear that? Ready.
Your next Prime Minister of Jamaica, help me welcome Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding. Jamaica must win.
Yeah. Well, this is me, the man representing for Mark Golding, a.k.a. Marky G. Yeah, them not bad like we. Now them don't know we. Them just see it. Yeah, man, on them TV. Zaga, Z. Stand digga digga ding dang digga digga ding dang digga digga ding dang dang. Marky G, I know you are champion. Everybody wave on the right hand. Put up your fist. Hey, Marky G, we don't know, so none of them not like it.
Hey, so if I same thing happen to you, brother, I come like your man and send some bug to a device, brother. Believe, all of a sudden my computer, nah. Brother, me have proper internet, you know. Me tell you about proper internet, me have proper internet, you know. You see me I deal with, me have internet, I mean I have storage problem in my, me have all, I think a 4 or 8 terabyte external memory. Brother, me have memory problem. I mean, I tell you, bro, I don't understand how my device I glitch from what so. Till me I'll have to start use my phone. Because at least when I use my phone, the people ain't not drop off. But with that device, I feel like them bucket, man.
See them.
Come on, big up yourself, you know.
All hype up, but that's still not spite me. Holding a cut and got you because I love in our yard. And none of them care. Oh, Marky G, me don't know, so none of them not like me. So me just go stand up in them face.
Pull up that selector. Pull up that. Comrade Chairman of the meeting, my colleague and friend, Dr. Maurice Guy, MP for Central, St. Mary. Your Worship the Mayor, big up, Comrade Fitzroy Wilson. Candidates, Omar Newell and Comrade Omar Arville Woodbine, the man of the hour. Yeah, man. Comrade Byfield, big up yourself. Comrade Big House, big up yourself. Comrade Veen, big up yourself too, man. All the comrades on the platform. Comrades, workers and warriors, foot soldiers and supporters of the People's National Party here in Western St. Mary. The word is love. Comrades, when I came here today and we started on the border and we moved through this constituency and we passed people in the nooks and crannies, highways and byways, hills and valleys, I said to myself, former Minister Montague, you have a problem. You have a big problem. Because the energy for the PNP in Western St. Mary turn up. And the people are saying, this young man here, this capable, dedicated comrade, Arville Woodbine, is the man who they want to send to Garden House to represent you well. I have every confidence in Comrade Woodbine. He is a man with a serious attitude. He is a man with a caring heart. He's a man who knows how to get things done. A businessman, a self-made man, a family man. And I know he won't rip you off. I know he won't abuse his position. I know he won't discriminate against anyone. Because he believes that Jamaica comes first. And I know that he will do the People's National Party proud in the way that he represents you as your member of parliament when the time comes. So comrades, I have to ask you, are you ready to deliver Comrade Woodbine as your MP for the People's National Party? Yeah, man. I can see and can hear, I can feel. Western St. Mary is ready for the People's National Party. And whenever them call it, whether sooner or later, and it can't be much later, because their back is now against the wall.
Let them know, Marky G.
It is going to be our time. And you know, you have a situation where the MP for this constituency is the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, but he's not fit and proper to sit in the cabinet. What can go so? What can go so? In the same way that the Prime Minister of Jamaica can't have his Integrity Commission declaration certified, so he's not fit to be Prime Minister of Jamaica. And the fact that he's running back for a third term, even though he committed himself to 2 terms back in 2016, another failed promise that was never delivered. He is not ready. He should not be eligible. He should not be running again to be Prime Minister of the country. Comrades, Jamaica needs a government that can deliver a vision of hope for the people. And the government must be based on a strong ethical foundation. A government that knows right from wrong. A government that knows that the resources of the people are not there for friend and company to benefit from, but are for the people's benefit and the people alone. A government that has a vision to uplift the people and take the country forward in one accord, in a unified approach of progress. We need to move from where we are now, where Jamaica's aspirations for the most part are to migrate, to leave our shores because they don't see hope here under this government. We need to turn that around. We need to build a more productive economy, an economy that generates wealth for our people. It must be built on investing in our human capital, our people, through strengthening the education system, fixing the early childhood and primary system, which is now failing so many young people, delivering over 30% of primary school students into the secondary system, and they can't read and write. They can't do basic arithmetic. We can't build a country like that, comrades. The People's National Party is determined to fix that problem, which is the source of so many other problems. We're determined to have a training system where we work closely with the private sector, where the state training agencies and the private sector work hand in hand to train people to be fit for the jobs that are being created in the 21st century. We have a vision of a strong economy based on the use of technology, driven by a workforce that is first rate and is better than any other in the world. And that is where we are committed to education, and we're committed to training. And our people need housing. Housing in Jamaica has been a situation where affordable housing for the people has been left behind. The houses which are built, for the most part, under the Labour Party are houses that none of you can afford. They don't care about the people's needs. There's a huge unfulfilled demand for affordable housing. And with Professor Senator Floyd Morris, we're determined to build 50,000 affordable houses in our first term of office.
Them not here. Hey, this is my part right here. So when I talk about housing in the people, no joke. Remember that.
Already, comrades, identifying the lands where we can build those houses, identifying the designs of the houses, using modern approaches, climate-friendly approaches, with water harvesting and solar energy, delivering a house at an affordable price. And we're going to reform the National Housing Trust to bring it back to its original vision as an instrument of progress for the people. It was Michael Manley's institution, and we want to return it to its original cause. We're no longer going to take $11.4 billion a year out of the Housing Trust to fund the budget of the government and them talk about no new taxes. That money should be used to build affordable houses for the people. We're going to create a fund out of that $11.4 billion that we're not going to take out of the Housing Trust so that we can provide grants to first-time purchasers
young people up to the age of 35 who are contributing at least 2 years to the housing trust. When they buy their first home, they will be eligible for a grant of $500,000 to help them pay the deposit on that house. Because we want to help young people get onto the ladder of ownership so they can improve their lives for themselves and their families. We have a number of plans in housing. For public sector workers, we want to reintroduce the special interest rates that were taken away by this government. For public sector workers, we want to say, when you buy a house, you have 3 months before you have to start paying your mortgage so you can sort things out, buy your furniture and so on. We're thinking about the people. We have the rent-to-own scheme for all those who are informally employed.
All right, that's what I'm coming in. Marky G, when me tell you, say, me with you. Me with you because of your policy them. Me with you because you have the mind for the people. I am with you, Marky G. The rent to own, I right there, so me 15. Because I'm not 35, you know. You know how much housing trust me pay from me, man? And I don't see one house so me can afford that now. So, me ready for cash in, you know, my general. So you see rent to own, right? There's some of the always sound people, always sound. And Ardeen, Glow Wagwan.
And can't prove their income because they don't get a pay slip. But them a make them money. They can go into the house and occupy it as a tenant, paying rent equal to the mortgage. And as long as they make the commitments for say 6 months, we'll say, yes, you have proved that you're worthy to get a mortgage, even though you can't produce a pay slip. And we will bring them to the mortgage and bring in the mortgage and make them into owners and they can move forward with their lives. The People's National Party is thinking about the needs of the people. In the area of education, one of the reasons why we're having such problems in the education system is because of the high rates of absenteeism. Absenteeism is when children are not going to school 5 days a week. And many of the times it's because the parents can't afford the lunch money or the bus fare or taxi fare. So we are going to guarantee that all needy students will get at least one hot meal a day at school when they attend school, at primary and secondary school. At least one hot meal a day. And as the economy improves, we'll extend it to breakfast and lunch. We're also going to provide a subsidy for rural children to help them get to school and back. $2,500 a week. Because right now, it's unaffordable for many rural families. We don't have a proper rural transportation system in Jamaica yet. And until we establish that, we're going to help children to get to school. Right now, 7,500 children benefit on the path for some kind of subsidy. We're going to increase that subsidy to the amount I mentioned, and we're going to extend it initially to 20,000 children. And as the economy improves, we're going to take it up and up and up.
Miss Curiosity, big up.
And comrades, right now, under this government, the imported food bill has gone up from 800 million to over 1.4 billion US dollars a year. Imported food. And we're seeing a lot of those imports are impacting our farmers, especially when those imports are brought in by importers who get special permits through Fred and Company business. And the labor rights are famous for that. We're going to say some of those import taxes that are being collected on that food, we're going to establish a fund for agriculture, an agriculture development fund to help our farmers to move forward, help them to be more productive, help them with things like fertilizer, irrigation systems and storage. Storage for goods to reduce post-harvest losses. Right now in Jamaica, 30% of what is produced ends up spoiling after harvest because there's no proper storage or transportation systems for the farmers.
Come as a special dedication to all farmers.
Hold them, Marky G, hold them. You remember good. All farmers stand up, all teachers stand up. All people who want to own their home stand up. One Marky G, one PMP. You think I joke?
The general. So St. Mary, Western St. Mary, we have a new deal coming for farmers. Right now, we want to push up the arable lands in this country that are covered by irrigation and serviced by irrigation. We've got to invest heavily in irrigation, in farm roads, and other systems, credit, to provide financial credit to farmers so that they can afford the working capital to produce. We have to get that number down. There's no reason why we should be spending so much foreign exchange on imported food when Jamaica produce some of the best food in the world. Some of the best yam, some of the best banana, some of the best cassava, some of the best turmeric, some of the best ginger, some of the best cocoa, and of course, some of the best good ganja, which I decriminalized back in 2015. So you can't go to jail for a split or a chalice. Marky G do that.
Make them know, Marky
But we have
G.
a government we're not ready. We have a government that is not ready. Right now, the Integrity Commission referred the Prime Minister for further investigation for his illicit enrichment situation to the FID, the Financial Investigations Division. And we have heard a U.S. government report say that only around a third of the positions at the FID are filled. 2/3 are not filled. It is being starved of resources, so it can't do its job effectively. It doesn't even have a leader in place now. They have an acting leader who is an ICT manager, not an investigator. Those things don't happen by accident, comrades.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
Help, we key out of the ladder.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Those things are all part of the scheme to maintain Jamaica in the grips of a corrupt government. The people must take sleep and mark death. We have an election coming up. They're going to be running all kind of money and make all kind of promises. Promises are a comfort to a fool. And they haven't been doing things for 9 years. All of a sudden you see them run up and down doing things that they've ignored and neglected for so long just because they want a third term. But no, they don't deserve a third term. And no, the Jamaican people are not fools. And no, they will not get back into Jamaica House because the PNP is coming with a program for the people. And the people want to see change. And we will deliver that change. Are you ready, people?
Step aside now. Another man wants to take over.
Comrades and friends, the change of which I speak is based on a solid ethical foundation. We want a government where the people can trust that they're not being deceived, that they're not being lied to, that they're not being ripped off by those who have obtained power in the name of the people, but are using it to further their own well-being and that of their friend and company. We need a government that is focused on uplifting the challenges we have in our social sector, in our health sector, as Dr. Guy has described, in our education system, as I've already mentioned. And we build a strong foundation for our economy so that it is more versatile and more resilient by building agriculture and building logistics and building the creative industries, supporting our musicians, our artists, and all of the other creatives. We have a $1 billion fund we're going to establish to help to get our creatives moving forward to be productive, because Jamaica is a brilliant place. Jamaica is a creative place. Brand Jamaica based on our music, based on our culture, based on Rastafari vibes, based on lots of great things that we've achieved over the years, can deliver a stronger economy for us. But we have to get behind our creative sector and let them produce. So, comrades, this is a serious election. This is an election that will give Jamaica a chance to move out of the morass, out of the mire in which it finds itself under the Jamaica Labour Party, and move it in a positive direction of hope under the government of Mark Jefferson Golding. Comrades, when I toured St. Mary today, the western section, I felt the vibes of the people. They were happy to see us. It was like PNP is having a revival. PNP is having a resurgence. PNP is standing up tall and strong in accordance with our great tradition, from Norman Manley coming through to Michael Joshua Manley, coming through to PJ Patterson, the great infrastructure man, to Portia, Lucretia, Simpson Miller, Mama P, who had unending love for the people. Big up Sister P. And of course, Peter David Phillips, the great statesman, the finance minister that took us out of financial ruin and put us on a path of sustainable development. Comrades, we have a proud record. Don't listen to their propaganda. Don't let their lies fool you. Don't let their little dollars trick you. Stand firm. We know where we are going. We're on the road to progress again. God bless you all. Power to the people, I say. Power to the people, I say. Power to the people.
One Marky G, you know. One Marky G, man, no joke, man. You see me? You see all of this? You talk about commitment, you talk about plan. Marky G can't grow on, you know. We not worry about it, you know. Everything what they say them to do, them I go do. Everything. I'm excited about the rent to own house. I don't know about owner, but alright, that's what me 15, because I'm not 35. I'm not 35 people. Trust me. I'm glad for Marky G and the PNP right now. I'm not even understand. Alright, make we move on. Let us move on. Let us move on. Woo!
Yeah. But in the interim, of police came out today swinging. I want Jamaica to hear what the...
Not at all. No, ladies and gentlemen, the JFJ has caused a stir in Jamaica, and I'm glad they did, because the lines have been drawn and separation is good. We need to know who is for justice and who is not. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, after the utterances from the commissioner of police, I don't trust one bone in his body, and I don't trust whoever is rocking with him. I don't trust them. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Good night, Mr.
Yeah.
But in the interim, of police came out today swinging. I want Jamaica to hear what the commissioner of police had to do. Listen to this now.
My fellow Jamaicans, good day. As Commissioner of Police, it gives me great pride to share with you some of the recent successes that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defence Force, and our law enforcement partners have achieved in the ongoing fight against violent crime. April 2025 has marked another historic milestone. For the second time this year, we have recorded the lowest number of murders in over 2 decades. 44 lives were lost in April compared to 82 in the same month last year. This follows our previous record in February when we reported 48 murders, the lowest figure in over 25 years. These are not just statistics. Each number represents lives saved, communities stabilized, and a signal that the tide is turning. As of April 30th, overall major crimes have declined by 18%. Murders are down by 37%. Shootings have dropped by 30%. Rapes have decreased by an encouraging 47%, and robberies are down by 4%. This progress is not accidental. It is a result of careful planning, tireless execution, and a commitment to excellence by the men and women of the JCF and the JDF. I extend my deepest thanks to you for your professionalism and sacrifice. I also express appreciation to our strategic partners across the security and intelligence landscape. Your contributions are invaluable. Still, we are aware that even as we make gains, there are those who seek to sow seeds of discord and mistrust, who try to paint our officers as anything but the professionals they are. Let me be clear. We are a disciplined, modern law enforcement agency with a constitutional mandate to serve and protect all Jamaicans without fear, favor, or ill will. We stand each day between you, the people we swore to protect, and the ruthless criminals who murder our sons and daughters, terrorize our communities, killing even women and children, and threaten our very way of life. These criminals act with shocking boldness, often recording and sharing their crimes on social media, displaying a chilling disregard for life and law. So should it surprise anyone that these same criminals who murder at will turn their weapons on members of the security forces? Let me reassure you, we are undeterred. We will not retreat. We will not yield. The safety and security of the Jamaican people remain our mission, our duty, and our commitment. Thank you for your continued support. Together, we will build the safe, secure, and just Jamaica that we all deserve.
A Jamaican citizen asked me to tell the commissioner.
No, ladies and gentlemen, the commission is either choosing to omit facts, or is delusional, or I'm just wicked. And that is my conclusion after his statement. He is either choosing to omit facts, or he's wicked, or I'm delusional. Right? In clueless. I'm telling you, he has to be clueless. But is the only defense that me have for him say. I don't have any other defense for what the man just uttered a while ago, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I'm going to play it back because I really want if it's sinking what him say a while ago, you know. Because this not sound good enough, people. This sound like a man that has lost his mind. Listen to this.
My fellow Jamaicans, good day. As Commissioner of Police, it gives me great pride to...
Let me slow it down to come. I don't want to hear what he say. I want to soak in.
Share with you some of the...
Listen to every word he must say. Listen.
My fellow Jamaicans, good day. As Commissioner of Police, it gives me great pride to share with you some of the recent successes that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defence Force, and our law enforcement partners have achieved in the ongoing fight against violent crime. April 2025 has marked another historic milestone. For the second time this year, we have recorded the lowest number of murders in over 2 decades. 44 lives were lost in April compared to 82 in the same month last year. This follows our previous record in February when we reported 48 murders, the lowest figure in over 25 years. These are not just statistics. Each number represents lives saved, communities stabilized, and a signal that the tide is turning. As of April 30th, overall major crimes have declined by 18%. Murders are down by 37%. Shootings have dropped by 30%. Rapes have decreased by an encouraging 47%. And robberies are down by 4%. This progress is not accidental. It is a result of careful planning, tireless execution, and a commitment to excellence by the men and women of the JCF and the JDF. I extend my deepest thanks to you for your professionalism and sacrifice. I also express appreciation to our strategic partners across the security and intelligence landscape. Your contributions are invaluable. Still, we are aware that even as we make gains, There are those who seek to sow seeds of discord and mistrust, who try to paint our officers as anything but the professionals they are. Let me be clear. We are a disciplined, modern law enforcement agency with a constitutional mandate to serve and protect all Jamaicans without fear, favor, or ill will.
Is that so? Is that so? Constitution, yes? Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. God, this man has lost his God-given mind. Listen, look at this.
Right, was gone down.
Look at this.
By the police.
Look at this.
We are going to show clear evidence.
So we are the ones that are sowing discard. It's not the police that are doing things why people don't trust them. Look at this.
Sense that the mental person was walking away from the police. Walking away from the police. He has a machete in his hand.
Like and share the video.
But he wasn't walking towards the police, was going away from the police. So the police lives were not in danger. And the police shot this man more than 5 times. People, bear evidence number.
Play the tape.
Number.
Play the tape, Mr. Sensation.
And show the real reasons why JFJ was there.
We stand with the JFJ for body worn cameras. Look at this.
Don't want to have this government.
I am
Oh my God, them killer Kerry. The man chop up him father to rascal. Oh my God. Kerry killing father to rascal and get shot. Oh my God.
Yes. And let us straighten out that news, because Okere did not kill his father. Right? They have an incident in the morning where his father got shot. It is the father who had called the police, so let us correct that. It's the father who had called the police. But what we had witnessed that when the police upon arrival, right, talking to Okere, if you notice people in the local, Okere was walking away from them, and the police said, drop the machete and start to fire, start to shoot. This is what we are talking about. This is what is evident. Now, let us go to clip number 2.
Okay.
Officer, do me a beg.
Let's go to clip number 2.
Listen, you. Officer, do me a beg. You know, sir. Officer, I'm here, the man. Officer, John, sorry, me a dead.
Now take it away.
Big retailers don't.
Take that away. This person was handcuffed, regardless of what people want to say. Handcuffed, and you have 2 policemen there. And while in handcuffed, what sort of danger that this man could pose to the police being handcuffed. And the policeman, point blank range, shoot him 4 times in his abdomen. Handcuff. But I am going to show.
So, after looking at just a couple of those examples, when you hear the commissioner say this, ladies and gentlemen, nothing same gone in losing mind. Listen to this.
Still, we are aware that even as we make gains, there are those who seek to sow seeds of discord and mistrust.
Those who sow seeds of discord. The only people that sow seeds of discord and mistrust is your officers that are behaving in this manner when them go out and deal with citizens. You have a man handcuffed and you go shoot him in his belly. a man have a lesson in him hand, you have your gun, and him don't approach you, him walking away and you shoot him 5 times? Huh? Isn't there any other type of way you guys can use to subdue people? Only get pepper spray. Only get what them call it something the way you use and electrify the people them so them nullify the can. I don't understand. I don't understand. How is it that we are sowing seeds of discord? Only no sister sit wrong with that brother. Something is wrong with the commissioner of police. He has lost his mind. They need to go check him brain to see if he's stable. And I'm being very serious. I am not joking. And hear the other part where he said,
we try to paint our officers as anything but the professionals they are.
Anything but the professionals they are? So it is professional to shoot somebody in the belly that have an handcuff? Huh? Wagwan Sassy, Sandra.
Let me be clear. We are a disciplined, modern law enforcement.
Discipline? Modern? So hold on. I saw modern police deal with people. That is how them deal with. Like what I just show you a while ago. I saw them deal with them.
Agency with a constitutional mandate.
What? Constitutional mandate that you're not following? Every citizen has the right to life according to the Constitution. And it is your job as a police to uphold those rights. Once your life is not in danger, you're not supposed to be out here unaliving Jamaican citizens. What is this guy talking about? This man is a madman.
To serve and protect all Jamaicans.
What you mean, all Jamaicans? Say you know say the criminal are Jamaican too. You know say that's a problem. You know say that is the problem. Andrew Holness, I'm going to continue to drill this point home. Andrew Holness, in a speech, ladies and gentlemen, said the way how they use the SOEs coordinatively to deal with criminals that hide behind the protection of being citizens. So in these guys' mind, what I am deducing from their rhetoric is that the criminals are not citizens, and therein lies the problem, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is where the disconnect is. I believe this is where the disconnect is. Because, alright, listen to the commissioner if you don't hear the same rhetoric. Listen to him.
Without fear, favor, or ill will. We stand each day between you, the people we swore to protect, and the ruthless criminals who murder our sons and daughters, terrorize our communities, killing even women and children, and threaten our very way of life.
Then, Mr. Man, the police, them not beat up woman. They not kill pitney too. Want to look a boy where they have to lay down and play dead. And what is someone there talk about? You a madman for choke. We have too many references, sir, for you come and talk nonsense. We have too much references for you to be coming and talking nonsense. This is ridiculous. This man a madman in a clean clothes we really are, man. More than we are deal with. I can't believe when me at here, brother.
These criminals act with shocking boldness, often recording.
The police, they act with shocking boldness. I tell people, say that we analyze them in front of camera. You know, see the footage them? You know, your police, I tell people, say, hey, me will shoot you, and me analyze you, and plant gun upon you. You know, hear them say that? What is the difference between the criminal and some of the police? Them, I'm not talking about all police. Let me make it very, very clear. Big up to the good police out there that is upholding the Constitution. This man is making it sound like all the police are doing it. He is out of touch with reality. And I'm of the view that this man has lost his mind. I am strongly of the view say I'm losing mind, people. In can't see, or if he's seeing, And I talk like this when we're looking at the realities of the people that may lost them family at the hands of the police. And we have video footage to show. Me see one police kick one woman in her belly. Power operation. I mean, I say, well, on there. What one there, so? The man kick the in on the mother. How you do? Drop out of the sky, a alien? Me say the man kick the woman in her belly. If God was like man. If God was like man. Eh? What would happen to a police like that if God was like man? Right there, so God strike him down. He would have stroke and dead to blows our skirt and lift up if it off a woman. Me say the man kick down the woman. Me have to wonder if a sky him drop from. I true me can't go look for that they take the right now. Everything what me say right now, video evidence upon it. It wiles all over social media. TikTok everywhere. This man sick in
and sharing their crimes on social media, displaying a chilling disregard for life.
Listen to me clearly, sir. Listen to me very, very clearly. All of them that is showing disregard for life. What is the difference between some of your police, them and them? Them is showing the same disregard for life. Just because they label somebody criminal, that does not give you the excuse to take their life. And it seems as if you don't understand the Constitution. You need to be fired. You need to be removed from your position. I don't understand how the politician them, after hearing these types of utterances from you, still support you. And I don't care which side support you, PNP or JLP. We are at odds with this one. I am holding firm to my position that this man is a tyrant. This man is a terrorist, Bridget. Huh? The entire police force is not operating clean. And there's no way you can tell me, say, anything is perfect. It's like he doesn't want to admit to the failures of so many police officers. But they're professional and them operate under constitutional mandate. That is not true. All of them don't. Now we have to call a spade, and the JFJ was writing their protests peacefully to demand, right? To demand that these officers wear their body cams. Because them wearing the body cams is going to protect them and protect the citizens at the same time. I was watching a movie. I saw a clip of a movie when two officers was running down a criminal. She ran him down, right? Him run got the top of the roof. She say, yo, stop. And me don't know when they think him a do, but him jump off of the building, right? And he mash up himself, right? And the other officer, when him go on, it's like him go on the other side, right? To circle the building, and she in the building and run down the man. So by the time him jump off, the officer reach right time foot, and then when him look up at the next officer him see. He thought that officer shook the man over the wall. But thank God they were wearing body cameras. Because it proved that she did not push him over the wall. He jumped. So there was no charges laid on the officer and her integrity was upheld. So the body worn cameras is to help the police them to maintain and for us to have more faith in them. So why are you fighting body worn cameras when you go for operation? What is it? Are you guys bloodthirsty? You guys want to unalive people that because they are alleged criminals, and even if they are criminals, they still have the right to life. If you don't stick to the Constitution, you're an animal just like them. Whether you're wearing uniform, police uniform, or soldier uniform, you're no different from the criminal. So what are you saying? Mr. Blake, what are you saying? I was so shocked when I heard this last night. I said, no, we can't believe. We can't believe when we are here. Listen to the man.
And law. So should it surprise anyone that these same criminals who murder at will turn their weapons on members of the security forces? Let me reassure you, we are undeterred. We will not retreat. We will not yield. The safety and security of the Jamaican people remain our mission, our duty, and our commitment. Thank you for your continued support. Together, we will build the safe, secure, and just Jamaica that we all deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, I never expected to go on this rant, but my heart, I had to, I was led to. All right, so now tell me what you guys think about my point of view. My point of view is I stand with good police, and any police that is going against the Constitution, right, should be held accountable. And one way for us to ensure that those ones are held accountable is that the body-worn cameras are mandatory. And if they don't wear their body-worn cameras, ladies and gentlemen, there should be a type of fine attached to it for the first instance. The second instance, there should be a tighter fine. That means that if you should go out on operation, not use a body-worn camera, right? For the first time, you're not going to get a warning. You're going to get fined significantly. This needs to be a law enacted, and I'm calling on the People's National Party. As much as how we love the police, we have to weed out the bad one them. Because we need the police to operate under the constitutional laws. Just like how everybody else should operate under the law, they should be held at the highest standard where the law is concerned. Because they are law enforcers. They are peace officers. They're supposed to maintain the peace. Not go around unaliving people, Pitney, for cause hatred for the police. Did you hear one of the ladies that was at the JFJ rally? She really hates the police. There are people that have lost several family members, and them hate the police. And you can't say what you want about with them live on them background, and because them come from here, so you feel like say, oh, everybody's supposed to think say, I only say it go. No, not because them there in the ghetto. No, brother, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So I want the People's National Party. The first fine is a hefty sum of their salary. Hefty sum of their salary. The second fine is a double sum plus some suspension without pay. You understand what I say? Yes. And prison time too. Yes. You get what I say? And the third time, prison time, expulsion from the force, never to be seen again. Yes, man. I bet say they stop to them something there. I bet say they start respect the life of the citizens them. As much as all them want the citizens them to respect the police them life. You suppose it's the same respect. Respect for life is respect for life. You understand? So to make me know when you think and make me know if you don't agree with that in the comment section. When you type agree. Remember to hit the like button and share the live. Don't keep this to yourself. Zine? No, let us hear. Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to hit the like button and share the live. Let us hear what Isat Buchanan response is to the utterances of Mr. Blake.
A Jamaican citizen asked me to tell the commissioner that him have a word. And I think I want Jamaica to hear how the Jamaican citizen rebut tonight. I want Jamaica to hear.
Yeah, I want to hear it, you know.
See how them talk.
But when they come to him, and when say,
you know, always not
our country request leverage from the public, knowing that in fact if you confirm that it was a confrontation, the video evidence would be there.
Exactly.
The audio evidence would have been there.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I don't know, Jamaica, how the said government having an issue with the body cameras, and in 2018 the said government said that body cameras are being worn.
Listen to these people. Isaac Buchanan has dropped a bombshell.
Says that body cameras are being worn.
Isaac Buchanan is about to drop a bombshell.
But I want to remind Jamaica tonight of what Steve McGregor said to them. Steve McGregor, Jamaica, dealt with them, you know. Listen to this.
You have an advocate in me, police personnel, if his party forms the next government. Steve McGregor, who is representing the PNP in Kingston Central, is promising to improve the standard of living for police personnel. He was speaking at a recent constituency meeting.
Dressing up in blue suit and blue frock, I mean say you support police.
PNP candidate for Kingston Central Steve McGregor taking a jab at JLP supporters who claim his party is not in support of police personnel. The former police officer has highlighted the challenges within the JCF when it comes to pension payments. He served the force for 41 years and retired in January 2024.
The first time I got a pension payment and the first tranche was in February this year. 1 whole year I waited before I got any money. And I know that there are police officers who have not gotten theirs as yet. Some probably have even died before getting. I remember when Comrade Bunting was the Minister of National Security. They put a retired police officer, God bless his soul, Lucius Thomas, in place where they would ensure that all retired police officers got their pay within 2 months of their retirement. That is leadership, and that has been shelved. So when they're behaving as if they're for the police, nothing goes up. I want them to hurry up and pay the retroactive payment that they are for the police and other government workers, because they are waiting until close to when they call the election as if it's a special favor that they are doing for these workers. It is something that they are obligated to do.
Mr. McGregor says some police personnel who use firearms in the line of duty are denied permits to have a personal gun because of where they live.
Now when I am the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston and I am in the cabinet alongside Comrade Bunting, I will ensure that nothing goes up. We are going to ensure that there's a special line for our police officers that can expedite their application so that they can get a firearm if they want one, because they are giving their lives, they are putting their lives on the line for us.
He also pledged to give some concession to police personnel applying for a licensed gun. In the meantime, Mr. McGregor reiterated support for body-worn cameras and less lethal weapons. He also promised increased training to handle critical incidents.
Jamaica, you heard that? SSP McGregor is offering solutions. But I want Jamaica to hear what the ordinary man on the road had to say to the commissioner of police. Listen to what the man had to say on the road, and then we bring him back. I said, hopefully by then Ishmael would have been here.
Clean up your car. We support the police, them are the right thing. And the police, them are telling judge, jury, and execution, and them we against. And the whole country should come out and support this, because we have youth and poor son we get. And enter them kill a son, they find all kind of way to justify what them do and push them on the carpet, because we live in a corrupt government. Them things need to change and stop. We are doing modern things now that improve life 100% better in our life. Therefore, the police should come along with us. And we are doing progress. They never did some ancient time thing where they just kill people Britney and nothing come out of can't work anymore. It's a modern technological age where people are very, very intelligent, no matter how poor they are. Therefore, the police should look in themselves and see who is wrong from who is right and support the right. Don't support the wrong, because we the people are with the police, but not the police who become judge, jury, and executioner. Therefore, there should be no courthouse, there should be no judge. The police is the judge. In this situation, the police has become the judge. What is the purpose of a judge and a courthouse and a lawyer? The police are killing and abuse them. It is shown on regular and the cameras. It has been shown. Police are murdering people's children.
Yes.
And nothing is coming of it. And the people come here to have a peaceful demonstration. And the government of this country decide to send out half the police force to intimidate the people, which is very unfair, and send people to counter what the people are doing. And the people are doing something right. That's wrong. But the people that are doing it wrong, they are supporting what is right and what should be done. You don't have any public police doing their jobs. Because criminals have to face their justice.
Yes.
But the innocent people, please have a little heart for the people that are not wrong. You can't usually have a mystic identity. What is going to come up that? And then the kids will put the cases drawn out for years, and then they are exonerated and receive large salaries as a reward for killing the children of this country. We need to stop.
All right.
One man.
You heard that, Jamaica? Mr. Buchanan?
Yes, good night, good night.
You hear how well-spoken that man was?
Not only did I hear, I felt every emotion and every truth in everything that he said. And, you know, after listening to him, there is some context that we have to look at.
Yeah, put the context in it.
Not one police who is out there executing people is doing it because they want to do it or they're idle. It's not one police officer who discharged their firearm and it results in the loss of the life of a citizen, which is then supported by PR. You saw how the commissioner was reading from wherever anytime them give the thumb thing, the public speaking thing, them reading. Those who can't read say my family. But yeah, so anyway, apart from that, so when you get training, you do that. So it's no officer is acting on a frolic of their own. There is some vicarious liability. It is state sanctioned execution so that the PR machinery can come and talk nonsense like Horace Chang and Dr. Andrew Holness, because he's a doctor now. And it's important to note that when the People's National Party forms the next government, the police will have a different approach to citizens, to how they engage the citizen. Trust between police and citizen will appear, and then they're going to say, how did that happen? And then Mark will have to quote like Portia and say, we found humanity. We found compassion. You know, we found human dignity. If you listen to what
citizenship policing.
Yes, and we found community policing, which is all the programs that Horace Chang had cut. So they can. So I saw the friend up there, the education minister. You know, money escaping nearby bushes, and then it goes to trial, and then no trial happens. But anyway, that is very important, because what happened with the JFJ protests. And I spoke about this. I was compelled to speak about it on my program yesterday.
Yes. What do you thought about the JFJ protest?
The JFJ protest was met by police interference, a definite breach of freedom of expression, a state sanctioned counter process is a breach of the constitutional rights of others. And I'm just going to say that.
So you're meaning Holness and Chang and all of them?
Yes, of course.
Wearing blue?
Yes. It's a slap in the face of persons who lost loved ones without the judiciary pronouncing. Remember, you know, the right to life. The Constitution says you have the right to life and liberty, none of which can be taken away from you except by court sanction, the decision of a court. So in other words, the state is not to kill you unless it's death penalty. Your life is not supposed to be taken unless it's demonstrably justifiable in a free and democratic society.
Yes.
So it also means, and you heard McGregor say it, that there must be the state, when called upon to answer to all extrajudicial killings, must demonstrate that the less restrictive measures were used.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's murder.
But you see now the kind of political hypocrisy by Holness and his government, that in 2018 he made a tweet. I hope the producer can find the tweet.
About the body-worn cameras?
About the body-worn cameras.
So let's make it clear. Body-worn cameras are being used right now by the JCF.
It's being used?
Right.
What did you say? Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
So me have to address that in a reverse. Isat, where say Isat? People, when you hear what Isat say a while ago? Isat said body worn cameras are being used by the police. Mighty God. Something, right? Something is not right.
Ball out!
Something, right?
Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Something right.
Shift the parliament.
Something
shift
right.
the election.
Something
shift
right.
everything. Remove them out there.
Sassy,
take out the cockroach. Right. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out.
Now, one of the things I want to focus on before we go to the body worn cameras. Did you hear him talk about your right to life? I want the Jamaican citizens to understand this now. So when I'm here saying that even if you are a criminal, even if you are a criminal, you are still a citizen of Jamaica until you are prosecuted. Right? And you go to prison. That is the process. It definitely needs to be studied. It definitely needs to be studied, Yankee Bless. Right? So you're the man that on the street that Andre interviewed. Big up that man. He articulated perfectly what is the reality in Jamaica. Some of these police are judge, juror, and executioner. And according to the Constitution, it is not supposed to be like that. It's only extenuating circumstances, like somebody actually threatening your life as the police, right? Where you might lose all. You understand? Make them attack you. And you don't have no other option to control the situation but to pull your firearm. But what we see in Jamaica is the opposite. The first thing that these officers do is pull their firearm. Many of them. Not all of them. Many of them. Too many of them. So what we're seeing is an increase of police unalivings. But what is bad is that the Prime Minister, the Minister of Security, and the Commissioner of Police is singing the same tune. They are doing nothing wrong. It's the right way. And you know, I learn a lot. Felma, how you doing? I learn a lot from Isat Buchanan, you know. Right? Where the Constitution is concerned. Because he just mentioned something a while ago. And I was saying to myself, no wonder they don't want us to be educated. No wonder they don't want the masses of Jamaicans to be educated. Because a lot of them would go to prison and the government would be sued many times and they would lose millions of dollars if we was to know our rights. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue with the body worn cameras because it gets serious right also.
In the tweet.
About the body worn cameras?
About the body worn cameras.
So let's make it clear. Body worn cameras are being used right now by the JCF.
It's being used?
Right now.
But it's not being used on the targeted operations.
It's not being used when police are killing people. It's used for traffic tickets because they have to watch their money. Because the no new tax PR is a smoke screen for listened members of the JCF. When you go write every ticket, seat belt, walking, talking, drinking, driving,
really?
watching,
have body camera when them are writing ticket for
Of course, I have a court case with one right now where the body camera is not used properly. How you lock it off, then try write ticket and then rough up people.
What can go so?
That's what I said.
But the commissioner said they don't have Isat. The data storage for the body camera. So
I will provide for you so you can play the CD that forms evidence in a case that I have. And when requested by me, a lawyer who says, let me have the footage. And they went and they downloaded it from their place where they kept it.
So according to Isat Buchanan, not only do they have body cameras, but they have a place where it's the information that is the video itself from the body camera is stored. So what is the excuse for the operations?
Help. We hear the
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
No, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If it is proven that the government has the capability not only to give the police officers that are going on operation body-worn cameras, and they have not done so, if that is true, I am compelled to label this government as a terrorist group. I'm telling you, that is where I'm at with it. That is where I'm at with it, ladies and gentlemen. Because one of the ladies from the JCF wanted to label JFJ, I believe, as a terrorist group. Yes, I remember the lady will come out strong at the funeral, wanting to label JFJ as a terrorist group. Well, if standing up for the Jamaican citizens and asking for body-worn cameras is being terrorists, let me tell you something. We can easily point the finger at many things that this government has done or not done that does not benefit the people of Jamaica. So if it's that easy to label somebody terrorist, and if what Isat Buchanan is saying is true, this government is a terrorist group. What can go so? Alright, so for instance, hey, man, yeah, go on with business. You don't want to kill any bees. So for instance, you have a situation where you have limited capacity, where and I couldn't even say that because you have more traffic, traffic police than anything else. When you look on the road, there's more people stopping cars. I saw a video of them blocking a whole road, blocking a one way, and the traffic authority people go bus to bus and I check them. Block the road with the bus, you know. Block the road. I couldn't believe the man them block the road. I saw them the police in Jamaica for search vehicle. Not transport authority, you know. Not for search for gun, you know. Transport authority block the road. I don't know if you want to see the video yet. If you want to see the video, type yes. If not, say no. Transport authority block the road, ladies and gentlemen, and stop the vehicles and check them. It's about revenue, Mr. G. That's all they care about. Money, 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 money. So that's where they put their most energy into. Why you think they're unaliving the citizens and becoming judge, jury, and executioner? Investments. Ladies and gentlemen, they don't want nothing to jeopardize their upcoming investments. So, a long time ago, they had all the information on the gangs, you know. Yes, man, Yankee base, man, I tell you. Investment. And you know, there might be something else in between that. But one of the reasons is investment. And let me tell you why I said that. I remember Andrew Holness said to the gang, said to criminals about a business venture, a big construction thing, that he's warning them that they will not come control a site and take no money from nobody. The police is gonna deal with them. You remember that? Why you think Andrew coming out and warn them? He's protecting his business partners, public-private partnerships, allegedly. In protecting them interests, using the police force to use only force. That is my opinion, based off what he said.
This is interesting.
So remember, in the same way, Jamaica, I can lock when it's convenient to do so.
Because Stephanie Lindsay and the commissioner said they don't have the data storage. That is why the body cameras can operate.
It's a lie.
It's a blatant lie.
Only hear that? Lie. Body camera. The man said it's a blatant lie. Not my word. Make them care Isat Buchanan got caught. So now that he has said it's a blatant lie, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run with it. That what Isat Buchanan is saying is true. They lied to us. Let that soak in. That they lied to us that there's not enough data storage. Peggy Sina big up. Right? They lied to us. Listen, most of them, when them done training, they want to work on the road. Yeah, they want to rap to, but they want to take money off of the taxi man them, but the government have different plans. The government want all that money, so they give them nobody one camera them. Mighty God. Yo, them money are wicked money.
Out! We need help, Jesus.
Father God, me to say, yo, we need them more than ever. Father God, we need them more than ever before at this moment in time, Father God. Me can't walk, me can't sleep, me can't do nothing without you. Me box and them man a terrible machine.
Cameras are being used by traffic officers right now.
Mighty God.
Help. We hear the
divine intervention.
So let's not go there, but I just want to make it clear that there must be a conversation about what the Constitution says about the method that the police are using. And let me just use this as a place of record. At the end of the year,
yes,
when the leader of opposition, having lost the election, attempts to, before them dash him away, right? Because as soon as him leave, the laborites them are gonna nyam him up like piranha and throw him out, like chaw him up and throw him away. Them never want him on them billboard right now.
Who you calling leader of the opposition? Dr. the man?
Andrew Holness the man attack. Andrew Nah, yeah.
Boy.
Who's we talking about?
I'm just saying, at the end of the year, when the commissioner of police steps to the podium and said, we end the year at 1,000 murders.
No, but here is the confusion.
No. I just want to just hear me. Jamaica, remember to add all the bodies that have accumulated by the targeted killings, unresolved and uninvestigated or in the process of investigation. A Jamaican life is a Jamaican life.
Yes.
And I'm going to take my platform as a human rights attorney to say that every life counts.
Everyone.
Every single life counts.
Everyone.
And because I know that the justice system works, and I will forever champion and advocate, even when nobody tell me to do so, that I believe in the justice system in Jamaica. And certainly, once a person has the right lawyer, they will be okay.
But there is an argument.
Go ahead.
There's a school of thought in the police force that the conviction rate is very low when them carry the criminals to court. So the best way of doing so is to weed them out and eliminate them.
No, sir. No. Let me tell you something. You have, and this is why I'm telling you why I cannot just sit back and pretend like the JCF is riddled with corruption, because it isn't. More corruption is in the government right now.
More corruption in the government than
nasty corruption in the government. And let me tell you, it is more important for this government to worry about hickey and neck than people that walk around very illicit.
What?
Yeah.
What is
major
that?
in the minor.
And
when it comes out,
send it back. But listen, no. Watch that.
Can I make a disclaimer?
Go ahead.
Somebody asked me tonight if it's icky me up why I wear this clothes.
Is it?
Sandy, look now. Sandy, look. When you see any Jamaica, I don't know what a mosquito bite.
Now you see, we now make nobody breach your right to privacy. Cover it up. Send it back.
No, Jamaica.
and when it comes out, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Reverse the curse, reverse the order, reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody say, reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody reverse the curse, reverse the order over Jamaica, reverse the curse, mighty God, reverse the order. If a king's house, if a garden house, if a the prime minister, if a the opposition, if a politician, if a the liar.
What a song sweet.
Yeah, so just making that clear. We must.
There's a government that is more caught up with icky than the illicit.
Yes, man. Nobody brave enough to say, listen, if you're illicit, don't come in here. Resign. No memo come out about that. But the most important thing I'm saying is this. There are police officers that are they're heartbroken because it makes their job difficult to engage citizens. Mm-hmm. There are police officers, including there are police officers that believe in God and believe that life is sacred. I'm telling you that I went to church with them with many of them on Sunday. Just know that. Yes, man. And I'm just letting you know that. And there are officers who want to engage with the public. There are officers who are very sad and horrified by the use of force. And
talk about that.
You know, and I believe him, you know. Like I said, there are good officers out there. My problem is the leadership. The leadership is my problem, you know. On every level, from Horace Chang to Andrew Holness to Kevin Blake. I don't listen to this. Listen to these words from them. This is alarming. Listen to this.
Either meet a judge or meet your maker. Our prisons and police lockups are fully populated. I do not train my police to lose. We have the superior training and firepower to ensure that we win every time.
Wherever they go, we'll find them and we'll bring them in, one way or the other. Whether we bring them in the pickup that come behind us in the car, I don't want to come on a stretcher, it's their business. I don't promise that, right? But we'll find them and bring them in.
Either meet a judge or meet your maker.
On a year.
Peter Bunting even has spoken tonight that there are departments in this country that is not getting the support for them to do their work.
FID.
The Financial Investigative Division, Jamaica. You remember the Integrity Commission had asked the Financial Investigative Division, right, Isat and Ishmael, to carry a further investigation to the illicit enrichment of the Prime Minister.
So is this apparently
No, me no want to go there, sir. That's our whole topic within itself. People, the fact of the matter is that the police need to be wearing, if they're going to be a modern crime fighting organization, body worn cameras is mandatory. No negotiation. Alright? That is it. That is all there is to it. And for us
But
to
apparently
for
the
us
FID
for us to find out from Isat that there's actually body worn cameras working and being used and now even in court as evidence. Mighty God. I say this is one bombshell Isaac Japan, you know. And you know I should have known. I have passed police officers with what appears to be body worn cameras. Yes, them have a lot of gadgets. The one them that is on the road, the ones that are on the road, the traffic ones, them is true. I've never seen body worn cameras. And I don't know why I never pick it up until now. Sedley Smart, big up. Welcome to the platform. Guys, remember to hit the like button and share the live. You understand? But my people, me need you to stamp up the comment section. Me need you to hit the like button. You understand what I deal with? And bless up the platform. And if you want to bless up the platform monetarily, the cash app is open, it's pinned. The message that is pinned at the top of the comment section has all the details for the cash app, the PayPal, and the Zelle. On the Zelle, all you have to do is message me. This thing wants to actually get clapped. Sorry about that. This bees. But anyway, if you want to support the platform monetarily, the Zelle, you can use the Zelle, but hit me up with the receipt on my WhatsApp. There's the WhatsApp number on the screen. Yes, 1876-451-6535. And if you want to call into the show and give your views on the topics that I've discussed so far, you're more than welcome to do so, ladies and gentlemen. If not, we're gonna go on to the next topic. All right, good. All right, let's go here. Let me see what I'm going on. So
opportunity to say the People's National Party don't have this crab in the barrel behavior, Don't have this casting.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on this segment, say Isaac Buchanan Lego emote about the JLP and them situation. I understand. One big banger. I'm gonna like and share the video. Alright? Like and share the video.
I just want to take this opportunity to say the People's National Party don't have this crab in the barrel behavior, We don't have this casting. We have a cadre of candidates.
My G splash page we are dealing with. Remember if you drop the link them here,
there's not one set of people you can
remember if you drop the link them in a splash ditches in
group together and get this quality of candidates. I mean, when the act came out and the teachers were affected, we looked around and so much of us are teachers. I was surprised when I heard Ronnie Tweed say that he was
supporting the bill.
He was supporting the bill. But I understand as a former Minister of Education what he's going and how he feels about regulating that space. But what the reality is right now is that teachers, if they are to be regulated, the salaries must be commensurate to the work that they're doing. It's a simple thing.
No, repeat that argument. I think that's a solid one,
If teachers are going to be regulated, the salaries must be commensurate to the work that they're doing.
Just like
professions that are regulated, there is a certain level of projection that you can get. For instance, attorneys, they assume if you're 1 to 5 years at the bar, you're going to make about so much money.
So we see why the PMP is not opposed to the bill, because the regulatory aspects of the bill would indeed, now I'm understanding from Isat, would indeed increase the teacher's salary by proxy because of those regulations. There's just certain aspects of the bill that is concerning that they have laid there. They have laid it out on the line for there to be more public awareness and understanding surrounding the JTC bill. But let's hear more from Isaac Buchanan, ladies and gentlemen.
And so the practicing certificate fee is 20 years, 40 years at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The teaching profession, it is the government who is responsible for majority of the teaching. What are they? What are you regulating? What are you doing by trying to demand a practicing certificate?
It's funny you said that, because I know many other instructors, let me call them,
yes,
like myself. We teach.
You are teacher?
Yes, I teach.
I'm teach at the Trenchtown Community College. So
I teach at heart.
Yes, it's all right. We know where we do it. You can go on. We know where you teach.
I teach at many other institutions. I won't say where, but
yeah, call it out.
So will I have to also get the certificate?
Of course. You have $1 million.
So much fee?
If you that's the thing.
What can go so?
Remember, driving without a license is cheaper than teaching without a license.
Separate from go run Uber.
The nonsense. So once again, Jamaican citizens have been bamboozled, because when they say no new taxes, soon you're gonna hear say the handcat man need a certificate to be a handcat man, and if him not have it and renew it, him can't push him car.
But ball out! Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament, shift the election, shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach, take out the thief, take out the criminal them, take out the thief them, take out the murderer them, take out the gang leader them out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
And Andre, this is so ironic, because I'm gonna say this as an educator, that is responsible for the future of this country, especially when it comes to law, from social work to criminal law to constitutional law and human rights law. I am prepared to pay for that certificate if Delroy Chuck passes legislation to release the sexual offences registry.
Wow.
I am prepared to pay my practicing certificate as a teacher if the sexual offences registry is also made public.
Wow.
And so when we tweak legislation, the object and purpose of the legislation must be for progressive advancement. And we must consider and contemplate why it is that we're regulating, because the regulation of a profession in the manner that they're doing should never be financial gain for the government, but to ensure that the public is protected against the people who are in the profession. That is the primary concern of having that. So what they're doing is causing well-minded teachers, good teachers, to further brain drain. And pretty soon we're gonna, just like we have the Chinese garage, we're gonna have Chinese teachers.
You know, it's funny you said that though, Isat.
Don't take it lightly. I'm serious.
You hear what the man said a while ago? Let's play that back. That's important to remember.
Well-minded teachers, good teachers, to further brain drain. And pretty soon we're gonna, just like we have the Chinese garage, we're gonna have Chinese teachers.
You no think a joke him a make? Jamaica, we are in an invasion. We are in the middle of an invasion. And Andrew Holness has totally sold out to that group of people. He is with them 100% and them with him. And there's no protection for our teachers out here. None. They want to go AI, they want to go all type of thing. Why? I mean, don't you think that technology and AI would benefit the Chinese? They are leading in it, isn't it? Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. It's very, very serious.
You know, it's funny you said that though, Isat.
Don't take it lightly. I'm serious.
A lecturer said to me today, I made her aware. Well, she already knew. She said, and I'm going to repeat exactly what she said. She said, Andrew, Dana, and all of them for go teach the pitney them. Since as how them want to charge them again, them for go teach the pitney them.
And I would never want that. That would not be a suggestion.
That's what she's. I mean, I'm just relaying what she said.
And people must be mindful. Remember, you know, there's a moral decay on that side, you know. So certainly, children must be protected from that moral decay. These are people who refuse to sign the code of conduct, the leadership code of conduct, but are telling teachers that they must go get certificates and certification, and they would not even sign the code of ethics.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
What logic or lack thereof, eh? What logic? They want to make sure that everybody is held accountable, but these politicians that are in power right now, everybody else, Bolo having a bit of struggle trying to export a 40-minute video on voice note editor for my first premiere. Shake you after the live. No, Splash DG, you have to make sure you're saying a good Wi-Fi, you know. Yeah, man, that's the first thing. And what I would tell you is this. When you're loading up the video from your phone, put it on unlisted. Make it unlisted. Don't put it on public. Alright? When it finish load up, you can edit from there. You hear me, General? But make sure you put it on unlisted. Don't put it on public. When it finish load up, yes, because most of those things you have to use a computer, you know, bro. So you're gonna need a computer because some things you can't do on your phone. You understand what I say? And some things you still cannot do on your what's it called? Your YouTube studios. You definitely need a computer. Alright, my brother? So you can maximize your potential of your videos success. Alright, or your videos success. Alright, let's continue.
I mean, I think it's odd though because one has to possess a level of education to be considered in particular professions. One of that profession is teaching. So, like Isat, he holds qualifications in law. Myself in communications and information technology. So I'm saying to myself, teachers go to school and make sure they specialize in particular areas to go in the institution to teach. Why then do they need an additional certification to go in an institution to teach people pitney? It now makes sense to me because they already go to school for 4 or 5 years.
No, the certification, well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, the certification is only for the purpose of extracting monies from the salaries of the teachers. That's already measly salaries. Because the government is going to be in a position to withhold the monies to renew certificates on a yearly basis. That's the effect of it. So everything from uniform allowance to this and whatever it is that teachers get wherever. Not to mention the what they call that, the infancy school. Those teachers don't get much money.
Basic schools.
Basic school, they don't get money.
Is one teacher get paid at basic school, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of hardship that's going on with teachers, and I'm saying I can even say once again that the parliamentarians and the government should have well, they can't even certify them statutory declaration, but them I call a teacher them to get certified. Irony. And in life, we live by example. Because if in the professions, in the legal profession, if you're practicing certificate is not renewed, you can't practice. Funny. So how it is a politician have 3 years and counting, unable to certify statutory declarations, and you're still able to run up and down and say you're the top dog.
Students, that is why him can't run.
No, I'm not saying that. If Trump can run, hey, leave that one alone. Leave that alone. But I'm just, the point I'm making is we have selective morality. We have we don't identify the issues and deal with them head on. And the public is there must always be public education before they do stuff, because everything that they did. Delroy Chuck just this week, champion and past, the bill to have young people, juveniles, stay in prison for 30 years.
That don't sit well with me, but that's another story.
No, I have to talk about it because I can tell you something. We continue to treat children like adults. So while they pass a legislation to put children in for murder, that don't get me wrong, for committing murder, and they should stay in prison for 30 years, it's the same way they deal with a 15-year-old who wasn't doing nothing. And then they start to put guns on them, and then they start to send them in prison and convicting them, and you put them through ordeals. This is in the context that they took Mavada's son and sent him to prison, knowing that it was a wrongful conviction. The acting DPP tried the case. There was no voice identification, bad jury instruction, and the young man went through an ordeal and has to heal for the rest of his life. And so we have to think of how we protect the young people in Jamaica. We have to think about what we're doing in terms of being prospective, preventative measures, and we're always trying to do things in the back end. But somebody have to really wonder why government is going to be so reactive. What I will say though is the irony is Delroy Chuck has to be over 60. So if you send somebody to prison under your watch for 30 years at a minimum and 50 years for the capital murder and the this and that, so people will be coming out, and then you have the George Williams situation where all the people who sent that young man when he was 20 to prison, they're nowhere around, and young people get up and hear that there's a man languishing in prison.
Big up Sandra.
So we, especially when we have a horrible prison system, there's no new prison, there's no humane treatment, the Mandela rules aren't observed, our human rights track record is zero. But then one wonders, it makes sense now why they're just killing people rather than putting them in prison. But it's a lot. I know I'm saying a lot, but I feel very slightly.
It's your area.
It's not only that is my area. It's just, remember, I mean, I have to say this. Remember, I am a juvenile offender that have re-entered the space, exemplary rehabilitation, have become an attorney, one of the best. Whether people want to accept that or not, I have done the work, and I've gone to the Privy Council and the CCJ in a space where there are persons who are the Prime Minister is uncertain what the CCJ is about. We have a Jamaican who is leading the CCJ at the moment, and the Privy Council. And I think they're both extraordinary courts. I'm raising it to say that when a dead, not dash way, and the purpose of incarceration is for rehabilitation, corrective measures.
True.
It's funny. It's funny that
cannot be punitive, and the laws are just when you allow retarded people to make law, and when you have to be very mindful when people who lack humanity, compassion, and empathy sits at the helm. I have a serious problem with that, and I'm going to speak out. Just like I have a problem with the commissioner, whom I think I'm happy he's the commissioner because we didn't have one before. But at the same time, you cannot defend slackness until we meet halfway in terms of the justice that we want for this country. Until we find a space where we're.
Hey, big up Isat, yeah, man. Jesus, this is what I rate Isat Buchanan. Isat Buchanan is such a people defender. I have to big up Isat Buchanan, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you why. Isat Buchanan has come on this platform several times and gave the Commissioner of Police his support. And now he's realizing that the man is keeping up slackness, and he's not afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to call a spade a spade. I want you to give Isat Buchanan a warm fire. I talk about the comrade welcome in the comment section for Isat Buchanan. Seriously, no joke. I want to see beer, orange heart, and fist in the ear for Isat Buchanan. Don't play that back.
I'm happy he's the commissioner because when people who lack
Let me play that back.
And the Privy Council. And I think they're both extraordinary courts. I'm raising it to say that when a dead, not dash way, And the purpose of incarceration is for rehabilitation, corrective measures.
Yes.
It's funny. It's funny that
It cannot be punitive, and the laws are just when you allow retarded people to make law, and when you have to be very mindful when people who lack humanity, compassion, and empathy sits at the helm. I have a serious problem with that, and I'm going to speak out.
Yes.
Just like I have a problem with the commissioner, whom I think I'm happy he's the commissioner, because we didn't have one before. But at the same time, you cannot defend slackness, and until we meet halfway in terms of the justice that we want for this country, until we find a space where we respect the Constitution and we're trying to develop as a developing country, we ignore the fact that Vision 2030 dead, 5 in 4 dead, or 4 in 5, whatever. Everything that is promised is dead. And you're killing people. The most important commodity and resource in Jamaica is the human product.
Yes.
Jamaicans, the citizen.
Yes.
The same people we knock pan cover when them win. We knock pan cover for the bolts. We worship the cartels, the bounty killer, the beanie man. All of them we get visa and I run up and down now. We worship them.
Well, I don't worship them, but I'm not.
Yeah, and we excuse them for slackness that them do too. But what I'm trying to say is, more than anything, is if you don't give the Jamaicans the ability and the facilities and the access to be the best versions of themselves, killing it is not the answer.
Facts.
And I can tell you, if Christmas never make we know, them bad mind for the singing, Andrew can't sing not one note. It sound like one big dirty elephant. I have to bring it up because Isat can sing. Shout out to Mark Golden and Natalie Nita-Garvey. I'm just saying, because talent no run through everybody.
True, man.
So you can't suppress and you can't destroy and you can't bad mind, and that's all I'm seeing. And believe me when I tell you this, every nigga is a star. I'm quoting Big U. I hope I don't have to pay $500,000 on partner or TV for saying that. But anyway, and how important that is, that we need to look at that. And so I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm passionate about these things, and I just think that we are just running a PR campaign and we're not looking at the human. We're not looking at the human element, and we're not engaging the citizens at the levels where they are to bring people up. Because if we elevate the least among us, trust me, we're a superior nation to many. We're little but we're taller, and we must remember that.
I'm going to take a commercial break, Jamaica. I'm going to take a commercial break, and when we come back.
So, may I tell you, that is so refreshing to hear the gentleman talk about the issue at hand and calling a spade where the commissioner of police is concerned. He is supporting slackness. He is, you know, I rarely see chickens catch what you call it? Nature is something else, no man. Look at all of them fighting for the one little bird or butterfly. And him nah give them none, you know. Watch it. Anyway. Yes, I only worship God. I don't worship cartel of these people. I had to make that clear. But thanks to Partner Jar TV. Make sure someone go subscribe. And you know, thanks to Isat for this riveting analysis and discussion. There's much more there of value. You guys can go and watch the episode. It was last night. I just took parts of it that I wanted to react to. You understand? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about that. Now, last but certainly not least, yes, I saved the best for last. I sure did. Sure did. Wow, mystic sensation. You know, I am a student in this space, and these guys are teachers, and you know, we're all here.
The following is brought to you.
We're all here to have that, you know, learning experience, so to speak. Yes? And I'm telling you, I did learn some things, ladies and gentlemen. I learned some things that I have to share with you. I wouldn't be Bolo VNR if I didn't. because I'm going to give my views and my opinions on what I learned. And sometimes, listening to these things over and over again, you actually, there's something that you always missed. So these types of information has to be digested properly. So I want to say shout out to Mystic Sensation. Big shout out to Mystic Sensation. Jave Wagwan, big up yourself, me seeing that place. Welcome. I want to say big shout out to my donators as well. Alright. All of you, every one of you, thank you so much for donating to the platform. I welcome. I look forward to your continued support. And if anybody wants to join the donation team, you're more than welcome to. Hold on. Where is
as it relates to 18 degrees north with Zara.
Here we go.
Right. As it relates to an ATI that been requested by Zara Burton.
Here we go.
So we are going to get into it because Zara Burton following up on that investigation. So without any delay, all right, honey.
Before he goes in, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay close attention to the word transparency and accountability. Those are the two words that I want you to pay attention to. Transparency and accountability. All right, let's go.
Let's get into 18 degrees north. Right, Zara Burton. Now, remember that we spoke about the permanent secretary, Audrey Sewell. Right, that Audrey Sewell is the master key for Andrew Holness. Right, utilizing herself, giving the kleptocrat access to the treasury. Now let us look. Here is Zara Burton again, April 25th, 2025. Jamaican government relents, saying it will grant access to water agreement with Vinci-led consortium, but document delivery to be delayed. You hear that, people? A few hours after 18 degrees north, last publication, calling into question the transparency of the public-private partnership based on Jamaica government's refusal to share documents as allowed under the Access to Information Act, the ATI. The state's National Water Commission reversed its decision. It said access would be granted to a copy of the PPP agreement it signed with Raya Cobri Water Limited, the private consortium led by a local subsidiary of French construction company Vinci. However, the NWC said it was requesting a period of at least another 45 days to send the 265-page document with all commercially sensitive information redacted. Then, here's the transparency. It continued in the event that the National Water Commission is unable to complete the reduction exercise within the above timeline. Hiding Zagwan. We commit to providing you with an update indicating same and advising of the additional time required to complete the reduction exercise. Can you imagine, people? This communication from the NWC on the evening of April 17 calls into question whether the NWC is intentionally dragging out the process. And if yes, the question is why? Why is a minimum of 45 days needed to make a reduction to a 265-page document? How much information?
What can go so? What can go so?
Is likely to be redacted. It seems like this is just unbelievable. This is just unbelievable, right? So indicative of this government try to suppress the information because they don't want people to know and understand the high level of corruption that is taking place. NWC,
if you don't believe, say, a corruption broad road is being established here, so I want to type corruption in our chat. Based off what you hear from Mystic Sensation already. 45 days for declassify or for edit a 200 and something page document. One of the things that necessary, my people? Do you guys think it is necessary for them to have 45 days? 45 days? More than divide 45 in a 245. A 5 page a day them a go fix. How much people are do it? A one person a take care of that. 5 page a day. You see how ridiculous it sounds when they really do the maths?
First delays. NWC first agreement under the ATI Act on January 23, 2025.
Take a right hand, shake it out. How many people here want to learn faster? How many people want to remember more? Yeah? Watch this. Make a fist. Now put it to your chin.
Try to suppress the information because they don't want people to know and understand the high level of corruption that is taking place. NWC, the first delays. NWC first acknowledged 18 degrees not request for a copy of the PP agreement under the ATI Act on January 23, 2025. After 30 days, the NWC wrote requesting an additional 30 days to protest the query, which is allowed under the law. Then on March 14, 7 weeks after the original request, it wrote denying the request and that on the basis that disclosing the information would harm commercial interest and exemption allowed under the Act. Now, let me tell you something now with this. Some level of criminality are going on. Because as it relates to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, right, denied the increase of the rate, Remember, so last week we read it out as it relates to how the rate was increased and $2 extra billion added. People want to remember what you had read last week. So then what Sarah Burton want to know, right, if the cabinet sign off on this thing, but remember now, people will talk about Audrey Sewell, and that Audrey Sewell has the master key. You understand? To make sure that Andrew Holness have access to the treasury. So these are the things that we are talking about. Then on March 14, 7 weeks after the original request, it wrote denying the request on the basis that disclosing the information would harm commercial interest and exemption allowed under the Act. And like them are telling you, cover up. Then no one Sarah Burton know what going on. 18 degrees now requested a review of the decision on March 19 on the basis that the Act still allows for disclosure of documents with the commercially sensitive information redacted. Now, its latest response means that the redacted document won't be forthcoming until the earliest June 1st, when you hear people. And then by June 1st, they're going to come up with some shenanigans, some banger again. Almost 6 months after the original request. No one to hear that, And all what Zara Burton is pursuing here is that an agreement that's strike between the government, you understand, and a private sector organization. And where the government and the private sector organization agreed to increase the rate by $2 billion. That to me look like kickback portion, kickback money, And when they were doing that, remember people, that you have a lot of countries as it relates to Donald Trump tariff. We're actually reducing their rates to minimize the effect of Donald Trump tariff. But Andrew won't let government not do that. Andrew won't let government increase the rate by $2 extra billion for the Jamaican people as it relates to this private entity who's going to take over the Royal Public thing for pump water to the people. So the people are going to pay the increase. Now, agree. Another entity.
Now, one thing, people. One thing say a kickback a go on. Who want to listen it, I play it, I can always play it over, but I have to interject here, so. What do you think about that? An increase of $2 billion, and then why is it that they don't want to release the information to Sarah Burton? Do you guys remember that? I believe Andrew Holness had taken Zara Burton to court. And you remember that? You remember that? You remember when she first did an investigation about his properties and his taxes? And they said that she did it with malice and whatever. You remember that? People, we have a fox. We have foxes in the hen house of lawmaking. Yeah? We have a lot of foxes in there. Alright? Very criminal minded individuals are the ones that are actually making the laws. Yeah.
ATI request denied by NWC. This hasn't been only ATI request.
In my opinion.
Who's going to take over the Royal Court? So the people are going to pay the increase. Now, Marky, another ATI request denied by NWC. This hasn't been only ATI request denied by NWC this year, as 18 Degrees North tries to understand whether consumer water rates will go up because of the project cost for the Royal Cobra water treatment plant increasing. See, you know, people, because I'm glad old Zara Burton get back to it so people can understand it. So we could get in it now, people. We could get in the truth. Alright, so what Zara Burton is saying now, this hasn't been the only ATI request denied by NWC, you know, this year, as 18 Degrees now tries to understand whether consumer water rates will go up because of the project cost for the Royal Cobra water treatment plant increasing to what, $92 million, which is 14.75 billion Jamaican dollars, you know, people. 14.75 billion Jamaican dollars, you know, from US $76 million, which was 12.22 billion. So we are looking at an additional $2.8 billion where Andrew Holness administered. A lot of people. A lot of people, you want people get their turn. Now you go never stand up. Your Oris Chang. Where the leaks I look for. No, you want me to can't travel go nowhere. Go to nowhere.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Again. Yeah, Oris Chang. Where the leaks I look for. No, you want me to can't travel go nowhere. Go to nowhere different police. You try to not pay the police. And if you want to come at you again, when you're in private sector, you understand? They set up to increase this rate by additional $2 billion. You understand, to the Jamaica taxpayers them. No, you claim say. You understand, no new tax. And you make up with company. All the $2 billion they tell the people a kickback. And make a surge in the interest rate. And no evidence of competitive bidding. When you see the same thing when I talk about. Remember Zara Burton. Let me talk to you, Zara Burton. Remember Zara Burton. You have to remember that Archie Sewell dead in. Zara Burton.
Emotional damage.
Evidence of competitive bidding. When you see the same thing when I talk about. Remember Zara Burton. Let me talk to you, Zara Burton. Remember Zara Burton. You have to remember that Archie Sewell dead in. Zara Burton. You have to remember say Archie Sewell. Zara Burton. Let me talk to you about Archie Sewell. Zara Burton. Remember, say Archie Sewell was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education when Andrew Holness started the influencing of contract with Gavin in 2008. Zara Burton, yes, Zara Burton. Archie Sewell was the permanent secretary. Let me tell you some more things, Zara Burton. You don't know what Andrew Holness moved the same Archie Sewell to various ministries. And Zara Burton, let me tell you this. All of the ministries where Andrew Holness moved Archie Sewell. All of them ministries there.
No, ladies and gentlemen.
Unaccounted for. Yes, Zara. Billions of dollars unaccounted for. And you know what now, Zara Burton? Andrew Holness decided to say he wanted the master key. So Andrew Holness done. Andrew Holness promote Archie Sewell to cabinet secretary. What that means, Zara Burton? Simple means that Archie Sewell being the cabinet secretary, then Archie Sewell in charge of honor the permanent secretary then. So when you have on this now, we're the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Finance, we're favored, overruled, because the permanent secretary further this, you know. And this guy say, she now put fair signature on this, you know. You know what favor do? Favor take it to now and carry it on. And so then who sign off on it? No, Archie Sewell sign off on this. I tell you, Archie Sewell give Andrew Holness the master key to do all of them corruption, yeah. You have to talk it out plain now because the people don't really understand it now. Even at this higher cost, the NWC regulator, the Office of Utility Regulation, that also approves consumer rates, hinted that the rates may not have to go up as a result of this project. If the NWC can lower the proportion of water it loses in the supply area to the mid 40% range, which would be a major improvement over the 70% of water that NWC has for decades, lost to issues like leaks and theft.
It's official. Barita is launching its first ever public bond. But before we get into the details,
meaning only 30% has traditionally been sold. But when 18 degrees north on February 14 requested information regarding the NWC's projected average rate of water loss for the project, the actual rate now for each zone within the supply area, which is supposed to include Kingston and St. Andrew, Portmore, and wider St. Catherine, and the proportion of 15 million additional gallons of water each day from the project that will supply each zone, the NWC denied the request on March 14 on the basis that this disclosure would prejudice commercial interest. No, they don't want Sarah Burton know what I want. Because all I'm going on, I mean, was Archie sign off on this sign. We're challenged by 18 degrees now about whose commercial interests were being compromised, since similar information for some of the zones.
And people, you hear much time you mention Archie Swell, you need to go watch a live stream. You hear me I tell you, you need to go watch a live stream here from Mystic Sensation. And ear up, drop off. Are we back? There we go. We should be back and good. Him said, based off of evidence, ladies and gentlemen, every agency that Miss Audrey is a part of, apparently there is monies unaccounted for in every ministry that she was a part of. This is what Mystic Sensation said. So basically his argument was that she is the common denominator when it comes on to monies being unaccounted for. You know, them can't find the receipt them for this money where they say use for go here so, and all type of important documents with the Auditor General cannot be found. That is what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this political space is heating up very, very rapidly. Very, very rapidly. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to get lost in the sauce. Yeah? Members of me did tell you that. Let's continue.
Had been revealed. The NWC finally relented on April 14th, 2 months after the original request, outlining that the so-called non-revenue water percentage for Portmore and the metropolitan area of Kingston and St. Andrew 45% each, and it was 75% for wider St. Catherine. It said the distribution of the water to the specific areas had been decided as yet. As far as the project rate of water loss associated with the project, after the distribution lines to move water from the new treatment plant are replaced, the NWC stated that has not been determined if true that would call into question how the entity was able to get the project approved in the first place without that key bit of information to determine the project viability. But Sarah Burton, you have to remember again, Sarah Burton. No, I just swear that the top, man. Swear that the top, you know. I'm going to give you one more thing what you never know, Sarah Burton. You never know, say, Archie Sewell, father. Is Archie Sewell father, right? Who paid to kill a permanent secretary? Because the permanent secretary has a plan to him. Now make the money run.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Emotional damage. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
As a plan to him. right? Who paid to kill a permanent secretary. Because the permanent secretary has a plan to him. Now make the money run. If you remember this, So she is coming from a table where the DNA is criminality. That is the table that she's coming from, Now, if true, that would call into question how the entity was able to get the project approved in the first place without what that key bit of information to determine the project viability. Request about other projects also delayed by the NWC. They don't must delay them. They don't want the truth come out. They must delay them. Even for a creative procurement request for a completely different project, the NWC replied that it needed more time. You hear that? Pay delay tactics. Pay delay tactics in Andrew Holness administration. The request made on March 24 merely asked question like, who is the contractor for the Western Parishes Water Supply and Resilience Improvement Program? When was this agreement signed? What was the procurement method used? The justification for this method and who approved the procurement method? Remember, Zara Burton. Under Andrew Holness administration, they must see them accounting. We are talking about procurement guidelines about I'm sorry. Under Andrew Holness down there, the Swell is the cabinet secretary. You understand? And remember something can breach. Remember, Zara, at $3 trillion unaccounted for. And why $3 trillion accounted for? You know how many ministries now, bro? The ministry's appropriation account, right, is not being reported annually. From the 9 years Andrew Holness in power, none of the ministries submitting any procurement report. So what I tell you, Zara, bro? Zara, what I tell you? Nothing. No, I'm sure they follow up on that for correct them get there. No, you have to let it loose because money have to run. The treasury have to suffer. And inflation have to go up and kill the people them. Remember saying it's a kleptocratic government we are dealing with. However, the NWC wrote this week and April 23 requesting 30 additional days to process the application. Here they again. Another May 7 ATI inquiry for copies of all contracts between NWC and Vinci over the last 15 years was also met with a similar request for an extension. That second 30-day period expires the first week of May. They don't want people to know the information. But all the information requested eventually before coming from the NWC remains to be seen. If and when the information is delivered, the extent to which reductions will complicate the public ability to understand the merits of these deals may make for yet another story. Manzara, you're right. They're going to kill you with reduction. If I 100 I don't know what they're going to reduce, almost every word tonight, they are going to reduce because they don't want people to know the truth. They don't want people to know the truth. Take it away. Let me go to that. Something like this. Right? Where the government and a private partner agree to increase interest rate to additional total of $2 billion for the people there. And yet Zara Bird is seeking the information as to why that is. During that time, when Donald Trump, they fling out tariff, and other countries are protecting their people, Andrew Holness just say, lose up that man. Yo, run man, pressure them man. Additional $2 billion. We don't care about them. What say you, Ratigan, for the matter?
Well, let me just go back to the ATI that you filed. Under the law, you have 30 days. The entity, the ministry department or agency, has 30 days to respond to you. 30 days to respond, meaning that they acknowledge receipt and they tell you, they give you the information, or they said, we're not going to give you the information, or they said, we need more time for the information. And that more time is 30 days under the law. So they have up to 60 days that they can hold you off. Now, if they don't provide you with information after 60 days, then you go to a tribunal, which I suspect is what you did. Because once they say they're not giving it to you, they don't reconsider. It goes to a tribunal, and then the tribunal will decide. So I guess you went to the tribunal, but what happened now is the tribunal said, okay, I would love to see what the tribunal said, because now what she's saying is, they said that we can't give you the information, but we can't give it to you. We might have to redact the information based on, I think it's section, I'm looking at it here, it's section 20 of the access to information. And section 20B says that they don't have to give you the information. They don't have to the document is exempt from disclosure if it contains information concerning the commercial interests of any person or organization, including a public authority, and the disclosure of that information would prejudice those interests. Now, here's where Zara have a case made. Based on what we've read so far, it looks as if they're going to overcharge the public. This contract is not worth, it's worth far less than the agreed value at this point in time, which means that some kind of shenanigans are going on. So our argument has to be, no, we mean prejudice the interests of the parties involved. The parties really involved are the people of Jamaica. They're the ones who are going to have to pay this extra money. So therefore, this cannot apply. It would only apply in the interest where, in the case where the contract doesn't really have to do with the people of Jamaica, like in a water situation where they're providing a service. I can't see where they could they could decide not to provide this information. However, they're going to give her the information, and I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to redact the hell out of this thing. Yes. And she's going to have to go back to the tribunal and say, listen, this document is useless. All I see here is just the name. I don't see the substance. I don't see the provisions. I don't see the terms.
Take out the context.
They won't black out the whole thing. They won't read that whole thing and then just leave the names on and things like that. So, Zara, if you watch a program, and I hope you are, you need to prepare yourself to go back to the tribunal because you're going to get a document that is useless to you. And this, again, I mean, if you read the Jamaican laws, and I was watching the Prime Minister today, watching his conference speech, and he was saying that he's going to establish a tribe, he's going to establish a group that they'll go back and they'll revisit Jamaican laws and update them. This is one of them that has to be updated this ATI year because believe me, I've gotten a ton of information, including today. I get information every week from them, but them have it's full of loopholes, and we need to close these loopholes. I'll give you one quick example. I asked them to tell me about the gender policy because the Prime Minister said he bring in the gender policy, and I said to him, and the gender policy, it says a whole bunch of things, but they said 3 things that every agency, ministry, and department must do. 1, you must have a focal person. You must have one person in every ministry, department, and agency responsible for this program. 2, you must have, them call it sex disaggregated information, meaning you look at how many men, how many women, you collect all of that, because you have to balance the workforce. And the 3rd one is you must have a program. Must have a program. Now, who's in charge of this? Babsy Grange, her ministry, but every ministry must do it. And when I ask Minister Grange is the only ministry in Jamaica with 2 permanent secretaries. It's one of the smallest ministries, and it has 2. Only one in Jamaica with 2 permanent secretaries. Dean Roy Bernard and the other guy who did it before. I know them tell me. We need an additional 30 days to figure out who's in charge of this program. And we need an additional 30 days to tell you if the program is implemented. And we need an additional 30 days to tell you if we collect all the data. And while they do this, guess what them just done do last month? Them just have a month-long celebration where they must spend the taxpayers' money. And they must spend the taxpayers' money for a program that is not implemented. So how that go? So guess what now? The Prime Minister's office now, them think them slick. I'm sending it to the whole government. Them write me and them say them need 30 days. We say take the 30 days. Them come and write me again this week and tell me say, oh, it looks like you're asking the whole government and we're not responsible for the whole government whatnot. Write them back to the and say, listen, just consider this request specifically aimed at the office of the Prime Minister. Then write me back this evening. Same day we had a conversation. Write back and say, Mr. Rattigan, no later than close of business tomorrow, you will have your answer. And you know what the answer could be? That them don't have a focal point, them don't have the sex disaggregated information, and them don't have a program. And this is what Jamaican taxpayers are paying every year, you know. Every year they must pay for this program, you know. They have a big celebration at Pegasus. Who do you think pay for that? Who do you think pay? When they have all of the speeches and all of the functions and all that, who do you think pay for that? And that's why we are trying to get it, we are trying to sink it, we are trying to reinforce in the heads of Jamaican people that just because it might not appeal to you because, you know, your crime and, you know, your health, and, don't think it not apply to you because your money is spent for this. And I go back to what Jenny Calder said, a voter's responsibilities every 4 to 5 years you dip your finger in the ink. And if you think like a voter, you will be treated like a voter. But if you think like a financier, because everything that the government have, you finance it. If you think like an employer, because Every 4 to 5 years, they come to you for a job. And if you think like an owner, everything waste the government up are the taxpayers. If you think like that, you will start acting differently, because there's no way you go and own a business and you just show up to check on a business every 4 to 5 years. You go and check on a business there. Every day, you go and check on the business there. And that is where the Jamaican people fall flat on their face. We're not taking care of our business. We come every 4 to 5 years, dip a finger and think that is it. And I realize that we have the power. So, again, Sarah Burton, prepare yourself. If you need any help, you can call me. I'm here at your service, because you're going to have to go back to the tribunal. They're not going to give you this information. I yield.
All right. Now, melting pot. You have seen the document that we presented. Take it away, my boss. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
first and foremost, as it relates to the JAM portal, yeah, and the access to information, that should never be denied. You know? Jamaicans should always have access to information from within the government office, irrespective of which one. Because we as taxpayers, we pay the bill. You cannot deny, or should not deny, the taxpayers access to information. So when we look and see how this regime operates under the nuances of dictatorship, where muzzle everybody, run where we for run where and deal with him for deal with. But we make Andrew Holness know, say, we as taxpayers, as electorate, as patriotic Jamaican, will fight to the bitter end to make sure no say we have Jamaica where Jamaica should be, in the rightful hands of credible people, people with integrity, people with transparency, and people who don't have nothing to do with corruption. So all of these tactical delay where you see are because corruption involved. If these things was straightforward, you get the information. But there are things that need to be concealed, things that cannot reveal, things that doesn't look good. And so they contrive to hide information.
So like things that where might jeopardize them winning the election as well. Allegedly. Ladies and gentlemen, I know the thing about that. And as I say, I strongly recommend that you guys go and watch that full video from Mystic Sensation. Trust me. Strongly recommend it. Alright? And big up Mystic Sensation. So let me know what you think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Burton asking for the data under the act. And it seems as if she's getting the runaround. And you see where and welcome back to the general himself, you know. Where's my mind, Lord? Where's my mind? Welcome back to Rattigan. Welcome back to Rattigan. It seems he's been off for some time. I hear he was sick. But welcome back to Rattigan, and here he mentioned his experience with trying to get information as well. Something is going on with the Jamaica Labour Party, you know. And it's not good. But stories soon come to bump. All the prophecies are being fulfilled from the prophetic regarding this government and its fall. And the more they cover up is the more they will be exposed. I take great comfort in those prophecies. These are thus saith the word of the Lord. So I am not worried, but I stay vigilant and I keep learning. We have Pat W in the building. What's up, Pat? We have Merle Go Hagen. How you doing? Salute to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Blessings to everyone. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that in the comment section. See, now remember to hit the like button. We should be at least 200 likes. My moderators, how the likes looking? I don't know about anybody sending me any donation. How the likes looking? How the likes looking? Let me know. We should be at least 200 likes, right? Right? And I just want to give thanks to the Most High for, having the platform find back its algorithm. I don't say this to be boastful, but 200 plus people in the chat, given the amount of subscribers that I do have, and I do understand that I share subscribers, but 200 plus people in the chat on a live stream, I think it should be standard at this point. I've worked very hard, and I don't know, it seems like they're doing something to my computer. They've put some bug in my computer or something, because nothing else makes any sense, honestly. It just doesn't. There are nothing right at the Labour Party. Hey, let me tell you something. The man them is different. You hear me? Them different. Them is something else. We still await for the Kroll report. I know we can't get it. Still await for the Kroll report, We still await for all of the report them to be released. We're still waiting. Where are these reports? Where are they? Why we can't get the report then? Make it make sense. Karen, what's up? Yeah man, make them know, Karen. Hope everybody having a wonderful Saturday, Right? As you can see, guys, things have really slowed down for me in terms of content being put out. There's many reasons why that is the case. Alright, many reasons. This picture is just, I don't know. I think this is where we're at in our society. We're at the stage of peaceful protest. I think we're at this stage right here. We see the PMP step into the forefront. Alright, we see the the advocate groups step into the forefront. Hold on there. Oh, why is that? I don't get go. And lucky when they come see this put up. Yes.
That's why we care about the guy at the phone with me. Why me care about?
Yeah.
Problem with now when they run through the track, they say the switcher, we have seen you as a look.
Well, God is good. God is good. After that, they want to charge you $7,000 a month. You see me talk to people, man. People, I'll be telling you, me get some problem with the internet. Now I hear say them come give a discount for 12 months because we've been loyal and we always pay with bill on time. And then after that they want to raise it. Hey! Them are rude awakening them are gonna get. That me I tell Flo. Rude awakening them are gonna get. But no worries. I'm going to go and use it for 12 months because I have multiple devices. So I'm going to do a log on certain device to the Wi-Fi and log on certain device to the other thing when I have set up. That's all. Forget the best thing out of it. Because I want to buy another computer like this one that I have. It's almost $1,000 US for it. This computer right here that I'm using right now for OBS. Because we need to multi-stream, have multiple streams. You know, the politics is heating up. So there's going to be times when I need a new microphone. Yeah, I definitely need a new microphone. I need a new computer. I need a new camera system. You know, these are things that I need, not things that I want to expand the thing. You know what I mean? They have to be a catch to it. Yes, there's always a catch to it. So through this live stream, we covered Mark Golding in St. Mary yesterday. Mark Golding absolutely is a rock star. The way how he is received by the people, I'm telling you, Mark Golding is like a rock star right now. Right? This was in St. Mary last night. The man is like a rock star.
We are gonna make sense soon. Done.
You've been a donkey.
Where are we tonight? No, sir, that all Marky G comrades. Good. Different. So then go look with him one pair. Yeah. Call it. Great. I will leave them. If you say one Jamaica, I'm going to
come. The next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Time come, comrades. Time come. Me area. Next Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Look for the people.
Western St. Mary. The next Prime Minister of Jamaica to Western St. Mary.
Yeah, we ready. Yeah, we ready. The people them ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Look for the reception.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Whoa. Look at the people raising up. The whole Jamaica waking up. Get ready for go with gold. In the man with passion and of purpose. From Kingston straight to
one market
gold in them say. Get ready to make up a new way. A new way. Yo, the entire Jamaica know. Gold in the best and it's show. When Golden step on the road, the people are really still up. Whoa, so every Jamaican, put your hands up so. Western Freedom on your mark, set go. Golden, you're ready for the road. Hey, my Golden, you're ready for the road.
Hey, call it.
Golden. Tell them go with golden, go with golden, go with golden, go in golden, we going with golden, go with golden, go in golden, we ready for the road and we moving with golden, go with golden, go with golden, the one more golden, we got golden.
As a matter of fact, me need all I sang them. Me need all I PMP sang them. Anybody will have the PMP sang them, people on the WhatsApp me. Send me the song them. See the WhatsApp number up on the screen. Me need them.
Going with golden, go with golden, go with. Hey! Golden, 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 golden. Everybody say the name. Golden.
Keep it.
Golden.
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 Keep it.
Everybody say the golden.
Any. Listen to me. The labor them in a denial in a part of them. Them a try to. Listen to me. Them a experience post-traumatic stress, disorder. Them already know so they get beaten. So it's like them a try to block the pain of being beaten. At this point, them a contemplate how badly they're going to be beaten. And it's really affecting them. You understand what I say? It can affect them badly. So they are going through a lot right now. So we have to be, what would I say? We have to be considerate of the fact that they are going through a lot right now. It is what it is. You know? It is sad, but you know, it is what it is. What I have to do now.
Golden. Real. Golden. Wow. Golden. Clear out the way when we're strolling.
So put your hands up so. Every Jamaican hands up so. Time come that we know. On your mark set go. Golden, you're ready for the road.
Look on the people there.
Golden, we ready for the road.
Listen the people there receive my gold. Listen to the man a rock star, brother.
Whoa.
Listen to the man a rock
just
star.
Tell them we're ready.
Listen the man a rock star. Look how gold in a rock. Marky G, I feel it. Energy of people, let me know. Look on Marky G. Just look on the man.
We golden. Clear out the way when we strolling.
And me love it, brother, where I speak. The man see the momentum and the man say, Marky G, no man, you can't sit down, man. You know you're humble, you know. But you have to get up, man. The people ain't glad to see you, Marky G. People ain't glad to see you. And you know why the people ain't glad to see the man? Because they know it's a man of integrity. They know says a man where I go do what him say him I go do. Him is the opposite of Andrew Holness. And that's why the people them love him so much. Right? The man is a clear opposition of Andrew Holness. Right? Him now come with no when I'm governance, you're not gonna see him come with no. He might go tell you straight. I remember one of the time when Mark Bolin said, listen man, we're gonna make mistakes now. The man said, here we go on. Our intentions is to do these things, and we have sat carefully and planned carefully on how we are going to get these things done. Right? We don't want to over hype anything, but we know we can do this. Right? As things grow and it gets better, we will improve upon what we've already committed to. We're not going to stay on that level. So, when we get the education system right, which is the root causes of all of the problems, or most of the problems here in Jamaica, the education system, once you have people that are educated and qualified, right, to enter into the type of paying jobs that they can have a lifestyle and live a certain lifestyle, own their own home, right? Send them picnic or good school so them can have good life too. Seeing probably later down the line when the economy is good, to see Jamaicans start to travel to other Caribbean islands to enjoy, or even go to our resorts here in Jamaica and enjoy Jamaica. There's so many places in Jamaica to enjoy, and it's a damn shame that we live on the rock. And I can tell you personally, I live on the rock and I have not experienced Jamaica. All the crime and the corruption and all the madness that is going on. It's a crying shame. My mother has not experienced Jamaica. There's so many places that we can say, yo, this should be on our bucket list to go. Right? And we tied up in our bills. We tied up in our bills. You constantly have to worry about your light bill. Constantly, because you don't know. It is one of the most volatile bills. You don't know when it's going to explode under this government. And they know what they did to do that. All of the plans of the People's National Party, I welcome them. I champion them. You understand what I'm saying? I welcome and champion them. And every time you hear them give the good ideas, that is when the Jamaica Labour Party want to incorporate them. Then why you should be government? Why when the PMP come and give the good ideas, you're going to run with them as an election? We don't trust you. He's also feeling things that Andrew is doing to the... Yes! Marky G vex. Marky G is alarm and Marky G don't like criminal. Marky G don't like criminal. It is his desire to lock criminals up. And that is the other thing to why the people love him. Because he's a legislator. There's a lot of things that people want the government to jump and run out and contact certain things. But you see, context matters. The JLP is trying to paint the People's National Party as a party that they are trying to paint the People's National Party as a party that, you know, they are against the police. And the people that support the PMP are against the police. And that was clearly rubbished by Mr. McGregor. And I'm so happy that Mr. McGregor is going to be in Parliament when he wins his seat. As a police officer that did the work in the places that he did, the way he did it. That is the man you need at the helm as the Minister of Security. That is the man, a man with qualified experience. Has done it, he's a doer. That is the man you need. When I really look down the extensive line of look how Marky G and lift up Woodbine. Me love the energy, man. Telling you, man. Raise it up. Man, I go stand up. Woodbine, I go stand up beside Marky G in a Parliament, you know. Hey, set me, I go get big development, you know. Set me people on the field. Me say me know say Woodbine now play. You hear me I tell you? Woodbine not playing around. Give a man like that 2-term in the office. Give a government like this 2-term in the office and they will show you something. I am extremely excited about the elections. We now go ask Andrew to call it no more because he can't call it. We just go and burn the fire and stay ready and stay safe. Stay under God's bosom and stay protected from the criminal element and corrupted elements them out there politically. Yeah? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, big up Andre. Where you say, man? Every time, man. Big up Andre, man. They call Andre the Multi Perkins of this time, you know. Big up Andre. You understand? Big up Jamaica Hot Topic. You understand? Hot Topic. Hot off of the press. I said, me I deal with Talk Your Mind TV, Mystic Sensation, Jamaica Carlos, ABR News TV. You see me I say, big up my sis. Big up Aromatic. You feel me I deal with? All our people them. Sulfur, my general in the day earlier in the chat. Big up Sulfur. I'm going to pray that you there think free up, you know. Because them a stifle that you there, you know. That you there get to hold up a fight. And them know themselves. Them a try stifle me too. You understand? But we stay focused. And you know, me look at it sometime. Me say, God, me leave it up to you. Me don't know about nobody else, no, but me not really bother God a lot, you know. Me not really bother God a lot. And when me say bother God, me I say, alright. God, you don't show me and show us certain. Your word is what it is. And if we know your word, and we know certain word in the Bible, we're not supposed to bother you. We just trust in that God say, what is happening for a reason. I don't understand the depths of the reason behind it. But sometimes I try to think like, oh, maybe God is just hiding me. Maybe God is just protecting me. You know, maybe there's too much eyes on me. You understand? Maybe it's not time yet for God to increase my territory. You understand? That is how I think. And when I think like that, I'm like, you know what? Let me just relax. This is just a season to relax. This is a season to just calm it down a little bit. You know what I mean? And work with the time that is given to me throughout the day. You understand? Because balance is everything. Balance is everything. But Setmere was all the way turned up, man. All the way turned up. I tell you.
I fix every parish council road and party leader, you drive on the road them. Tell me, if you was prime minister and you have a member of parliament would like this, you would have him run back one more election? Look for the road them where we travel today. I'm saying this to you. The member of parliament is going to come to everyone now in the yard. And I know that him no eat from people. But by election time, he eat out of every dirty pot. Clean or dirty, eat out of it. Let me say this to you. Him a go make Funo friend while labor right. Come go and tell you no say. Him have a little thing for go no. Him a go tell the voice for us. The loud mouth PNP them. Say, me know you're PNP, but stay out of the race. This is between me and Woodbine. It took him 9 consecutive years to make him know say road bad for patch road. It took him 9 consecutive years to know say the school they want tablet. Because them have tablet in my ground in a Western St. Mary.
Isat cause all of this, you know. Hey, Isat Buchanan a shake up St. Mary.
That is funny, honey.
Yo, Isat a leader, yeah, man.
That's funny.
Yo, Isat a leader. Isat Buchanan cause all of this. Everybody I run with Isat. Everything where Isat touch and look pan. You don't notice how them move and run up and down. You don't notice the fast them how them move and run up and down. Everything Isaac look pan and highlight and talk about. Isaac have them busy and they afraid of Isaac, you know? Me say them genuinely afraid of Isaac. And when me say afraid, I mean politically in the race for the seat. They are genuinely afraid of Isaac. Isaac is a people person. Isaac connect with the people in a way where them can't connect with them. Them afraid of him. You understand? God already show up and showed in the midst of the storm after this labor tsunami in Jamaica. There will be a calm. Amen.
Say my give tablet. It took him 9 consecutive years to know say light now in some place we sing at Jack's River. Say light I go come at Jack's River. It's a damn shame. No. I say it at Trails the other night. I go and say it again. Nobody know no secret for me. Cause anybody have one secret, me talk it first. That means that you know nothing forget. And I'm saying to you,
very much so, Merle. Very much so.
Be careful of your choices when this election is called. A lot of you know me say, come and want to support we. The biggest motorcade I saw was today, other than today, was 2007 with Comrade Delano Franklin. And after the Delano Franklin election, money run around a street and lane and no sell out Delano Franklin. This time around, Orville Woodbine is going to benefit and we are going to win this election. Orville is a good youth. Orville has been representing people from before him, not politics. He's not doing this because he's running for politics. He has been doing this for years. Him not a skeleton in the closet. Him don't have sticky fingers. He's a honorable youth. And now it is the time for the youth.
Oh my God.
I see when the election did call, them call about the 3 preke. The 3 preke line them up good.
Mighty God.
The thing is now, Chris Brown, Omar Newell, Omar Woodbine, it is going to be a clean sweep for St. Mary, for the People's National Party. I just want to understand something. It is not the time now to quarrel about who get plyboard. It is not the time to quarrel about who get fertilizer. It is not the time to quarrel about who get cement. It is the time for us to rally for a cause. The cause is to elect the People's National Party to government, to govern our health sector, our educational sector, and also our security industry in Jamaica. I want to big up all the police officers. They were on the road with us today and they did a tremendous job. Big up on yourself, police.
The new year, me want see the dollar sign, yeah. Me no bring the pass, me eye blind.
People, what you say? Yeah, nobody take their money for real.
That when PNP win, you are going to win.
Of course.
Because you're going to get proper salary and you're going to get better taken care of. We tell the police them, say, just hold.
You know, let me say this.
Politics, Jamaica is a sport.
God have mercy.
Giving me a look for me, know where 2000.
But here,
let me say this. I need to say this. Now, my name is Bolo and I'm on YouTube. This message is from Marky and the entire leadership of the People's National Party. I want to say this to you. And I want to be very clear to you. Pay attention to Ibrahim Traore. Pay attention to how we, the Jamaican people, I myself, is a fan, a supporter, an advocate for Traore to be left alone so he can take care of his people. There should be no outside interference by the United States or anybody for that matter where Traore is concerned. Alright? Leave Burkina Faso in peace. The people love him. He's doing what is right for his people, not for outsiders. And that is what a leader is supposed to do. Doesn't Trump want America to be great again? Well, he's doing what he thinks is right for Americans. Yes? Well, every other leader has the right to do so. And any encroachment on that right should be frowned upon by all world leaders. Yes? Now, what I want to say to the Mark Golding regime, I need all of you, especially Marky G, I need you to have a meeting with everybody. You see this 200 to 300% increase that was given to the politicians? We need to roll that back so much. Yes. That needs to be rolled back so much. So much, it needs to be rolled back. So there needs to be some serious conversation. If it hasn't happened already, there needs to be some serious conversation surrounding that increase that politicians got. The police need to be paid on time. They need to get their money increased as well. The JDF as well. They need more training. The teachers, them should get extensive amount of money as well. The nurses, them supposed to be taken care of. So, if there was a 200% increase on the money, cut it in half. If there was a 300% increase on the money, cut that increase in half. Whatever the increase was, by percentage, for all of the people in Parliament, cut it in half. You see that money? That is already, is a sure money for the politician them. Use that money to pay everybody else or to help pay everybody else. Just like what Ibrahim Traore did. He used the money to help pay everybody else in the society that are important to the society. Yes, I know that the PMP, when it comes to farming, is on the same level as Ibrahim Traore in leadership. All throughout the PMP, everybody's in agreement that agriculture and food safety is necessary. So That's Ibrahim Choice right there with that principle, right? Education also something that Ibrahim tried. What Ibrahim tries done is giving education free. Still, I don't know where we are with that as an economy. We don't have the same resources as them. However, hey, we can improve upon the education system and access even more. And I see some plans there. Like the first child that gets qualified in a family to go to university, you know, they're gonna get access to the education, full access to the education, whatever it is. The government is gonna pay for it. That's a start. That's a start in the right direction. You understand? So that is excellent. But you see that salary thing, it is a sore point. And the PMP, in my opinion, needs to take a stance where that is concerned. Another thing, I already see where the PMP is standing with the JFJ, where body worn cameras are concerned, another important issue. Right? I love that. That's excellent. Yes. One last thing though, the Samoa agreement. I need to hear from me personally, because this is very important to me. I don't want my child living in a society where they're teaching them in school about these people's sexual lifestyle preferences. That's not why I send my child to school. Those things, that being in the education system, does not help my child to maneuver through life where becoming a success is. No, it doesn't. It doesn't help them. Teach my child trading and coding. Alright? So they can go work for the government and improve the lives of people. Right? Yes, that's what I want. I want inventors. I want that kind of education system. I don't, whatever your sexual preferences is yours. Don't indoctrinate my child with that. The education system will be overstepping their boundaries where my child is concerned. You understand? I just want to make that very, very clear. I want to hear from the People's National Party. What is their position on the Samoa Agreement being signed by the Jamaica Labour Party? What do they understand from it? You understand? So, with that said, like I said, I want Marky G to tell me what I'm going with that. See? Good. Alright, my good people. My respect and love, you know. Alright. I'm going to be heading out. So, yeah. I have to go on the road. Saturday, there's so much things I have to do in the evening here. So I have some premieres coming up, obviously. And, you know, for those who didn't watch the live, I hope that I see more replay of the live. If you watch the replay, you know, I want to see the comment sections light up. I want to see the comment sections light up. A long time I don't see the comment sections on my live light up. It's like when people watch it, it don't go out to anybody else after that. You know, I watch these things, and that's how I know that my channel is on that. Yeah, it needs to be pulled back. It needs to be pulled back. It is actually straining the economy, in my opinion. It's a nasty sore point, right? That 300% needs to be rolled back. I'm not saying to take away the whole thing, you know, but 50% of whatever it is they raise it up needs to be taken off. Yeah, I don't want you to come and indoctrinate my child about your sexual preference. That should be in your bedroom. I'm not advocating for violence against anybody because of their sexual preference. Me personally, I'm not advocating for that. However, when it comes down to my child, yeah, we're not having that. And how Jamaica originally was in terms of our culture regarding except for the violence part, yes, Yes, I love Jamaica the way it is. Straight for God alone, woman to man, and we don't accept anything else over here. So yes, yeah, I have no problem saying that. Yes, Jamaica. When you travel overseas, you know you have to maneuver through those spaces. It is what it is. But my Jamaica, this beautiful land, this blessed land, one of the reasons why it's blessed is because of our stance. This country is a country of God-fearing people, and we need to get back to that. We need to get back to that. And we need to start protecting with people them more too. Too much children are missing. They keep talking about crime is down. Can you solve some crime where our missing children are concerned? That's another thing. Solve some crime, man. But we're missing people them is concerned. Why don't you? Anyway, the word is love, my good people. Remember, hey y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all come in sometimes and y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man.
Andrea,
and share the live stream. Come on now.
Big up.
Stop
Simone,
playing.
big up.
Support.
Merle, big up.
The like
Fat
button
W,
is
big
free, you
up.
heard?
Ardeen, Henry, big up. You understand? Big up the whole life family, you know? The word is love, man. Look more, see it?